I might
But
participate too, okay? But camera for sure. I'm down for that, but maybe more besides.
well, it's funny. My buddy Peter, who most of you have met, his wife is from Minnesota, and so they're actually coming in Tuesday and staying through the
Wow.
weekend. So Wednesday night we're already booked.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this Peter, but that's all right.
Yeah, Peter, what's that a euphemism for?
Uh-huh. Gonna have to see that in the brochure.
Well, he is large and Danish, so I'll just say
I
that.
like him already.
Yep, then he's sold.
Yeah.
Pretty fast. Yeah.
One of my few friends who is physically more imposing than I am, actually.
My goodness. Let's
He's a-
lay
That's
out
hard to
cutting
believe.
boards and put those things down. See who's got the advantage, so
Yeah.
to say.
Get several
Well,
well-girthed logs over there.
yeah,
That's what you
tape
guys do.
measure.
Yeah.
I got a tape measure.
All right, Timmy. Sorry I hijacked it, but I wanted to get all that out there.
I feel like
Actually, I think rather than
we should
a
be
tape
ready to go.
measure, we're going to use the water displacement method. So we'll get a couple vessels of water and just see how this works out.
If anything, that's proven to the Olympic Committee many times that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
superior method of measuring.
That's how they're
Yeah.
going anymore. Say we catch up with the times.
Yes, absolutely. If it's good enough for a hemorrhoid, it's good enough for a cock. Yeah.
If it is water displacement, I'm going to insist on oversized, rotted out clawfoot bathtubs.
Yeah.
The tall order, we just got a monkey. Okay, well,
Hard thing to source is the deuterium heavy water that we're going to have to
yeah.
use.
From the black
We got a guy on that too. Yeah. He works out of South St. Paul. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited for this party that Bruno and Beth are throwing for us all.
Yeah.
That's gonna
In
be
South
hot.
St. Paul.
In South St. Paul.
In South St. Paul.
Invites are going out over
If you
Till's
got an
internet.
Airbnb, if you got an Airbnb in South St. Paul, why aren't you hosting?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It's the second floor of the residence, so we're on our own floor. But now we could have like a couple and a younger child over.
Jesus.
But there's not going to be room beyond that.
You got rules.
Yeah, I'm not bringing my family there. I'll tell you that right now.
They're probably gonna be spying on you anyways.
I will play the
Yeah,
younger
you're gonna have
child
to
at
come out. You're gonna have to come out to
at
Plymouth
8 o'clock
and
show.
make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if for example the Tills get a sitter and leave their children, and Mike, you want to pretend you're the younger child?
No pretending about it. I am. I'm under 50,000.
There's no sitters for the Tills anymore. We've graduated past that.
Nice.
It's all here in this pamphlet.
We just kennel them. We put them in their crates, and then they're fine.
That's smart.
You put them in their crates?
You crate them up.
Oh, nice. You crate them. That's humane. I like
They
it.
don't chew their way out of that. You'll be fine.
What are you doing, guys?
No.
Get back in your crate.
Yeah, get back in your crate. I got some pamphlets already printed out. Don't fuck this up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, I'm looking for some packing.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
None of us knows what that means, but I like it.
Mhm.
Packing what?
The content.
Yeah, well,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He went for it.
Versus metal body.
Yeah.
did anyone hear that?
No.
Nope.
Parts
Thank
of it.
goodness.
I said I said I might have to make a pot of chili or something. That's
Yeah.
24.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds pretty wholesome.
That does sound wholesome.
Yeah, I'd have to make something ahead of time that's just sitting in a crock pot because I've got a lot of serious work to do as the dungeon master.
Right.
Right.
I
Wouldn't
can't
you know
be
it?
I can't be slinging stakes.
Which is a
Any-
perfect segue into our adventure for this evening.
Yeah.
Well done, Timmy.
10:30, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
All right. So, first order of business is that
Before we begin, can I ask one question?
yes.
So sorry. I'm just finishing this leveling it up. So what is the deal? Are we supposed for hit points for our characters? Do we just get max hit points every level or no?
Yep.
That auto
Yep.
rolls. Okay, perfect. Yeah, then I should be way fucking higher. All right. Let's get this.
We're level 6 now.
Level
Yeah.
6.
Okay.
Pick up sticks.
Pick up sticks.
Max 6 points is 60 for you. Plus you have.
my con just went up, so I get a +3 per level. So that is 318. So I should be 78.
Jesus.
Not too shabby.
I got 45. Jive turkey.
So you want me
But I gotta override mine. What does a mage get?
1 per level.
Yeah.
That's excited.
You are super squishy.
So I should be at 36, not 26. There we go. That's better. All right.
All right.
Wait,
So,
I'm ready.
Did anybody have any large improvements and or interesting things that happened to your characters after you dinged?
I don't believe so.
Jeez, I don't think so.
I've got one. At 6
No, I was
level,
telling the guys it's an op.
I get an aura of protection, which means while I'm conscious, I grant all friendly creatures, including myself, within 10 feet, a +3 bonus on all saving throws.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, that's what. That's
Spicy.
aura of protection.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Other than that,
Wait, what?
is what it is, but that one's pretty sweet.
That is pretty sweet.
Barbarius, did you get any?
Wait, we get a +3 on all saving throws every time we're near you?
Within 10 feet.
That's pretty close.
And that's just a passive skill or passive
Yeah.
ability?
Yep. I don't have to do anything.
That's
It's
crazy.
always there.
Although it is hard to be within 10 feet of somebody.
Do you always have it?
Yep.
Not really.
I'm just going by what Beyond D&D Beyond has, but that is what it's listing.
Cool.
I got a new 3rd level spell slot and a new 1st level, so I've got more spells to throw around. That's about it.
My key strikes count as magical.
Oh, that's
Which is cool.
good to have.
That
now.
is very cool.
Oh,
That's great.
That's pretty sweet. And I've got, 6 key points per short rest. That's nice.
Oh, real quick, and then that'll be the end of it. But you guys just joined, Till and Bruno. If you guys could work on your characters for Rise of the Rune Lords, I'm leaving for 8 and Tuesdays, so I'll be gone for a week. But when I get back, I'm locking in. So I'll get back on the 23rd, and then I got to get a ton of work.
23rd are deadline. I like
Get started.
myself a deadline. I'm putting it on the calendar. 23rd need to be finished with my dude.
Yeah, and then you could just get me a rough sketch, and then plan on having a backstory written as soon as around there as possible. Don't go crazy. If you, I don't want anyone to stress out about it. It's more just, and write it any way you want. It's more just to give 3-dimensionality to your character, and then I'm going to have a 5-minute phone call with each character, each person before we play in that intervening 2 weeks, just to hammer details of your character. And then the final thing is I want everybody thinking, everybody, one item that isn't going to come out of your initial goal that's more expensive than you could afford to stock for character.
So we'll have it.
It can't be magical, but
It
it could
cannot.
be
It cannot be
expensive if
magical.
it makes
It
sense.
could be maybe a
What's that?
masterwork, but not magical.
No, masterwork type thing, or maybe a silk robe or some really nice set of thieves tools, whatever. But it can't be magical. But it could be expensive because don't you start? I don't really remember what do we start out gold wise? It's not a lot of money, right? So it's what I'm trying to say is like in my vision of the real world, great here, you might be first level as a professional adventurer, but some of you might be 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, whatever. And so in your life, even being first level, whatever, you've come across, you've had experiences, you've had adventures, and you have some things that are dear to you that aren't necessarily inexpensive. That's the reasoning. Make sense?
Sure,
Yeah.
or it could have been an inheritance or something if we weren't older and more well established.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. So you're all going to have something that a normal first level character just out of the box being created with the parameters of Pathfinder would not have. But it can't be magical.
Love it.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Sorry, Timmy. Go ahead.
That's cool. Well, so hopefully you guys are on the correct map right now on Roll20. You've just gotten to a place called the Blue Water Inn in Vallaki. You had a little bit of trouble getting past the guards to get in here. It sounds like they run a pretty tight ship here. And you do remember them talking about a guy named Itzek. Itzek is kind of like the lead guard, the henchman of the burgermeister of the town. They did mention his name a couple times, and you didn't see him as you walked in, but you did see, which is kind of unusual. You saw, and I forgot to tell you this last time, but you saw a bunch of pikes on the streets, kind of like flags for a celebration, but there's pikes, and all of the pikes had decapitated wolf heads hanging from them. And you guys may have thought that was kind of strange, but you're in a new town, and maybe that's a normal thing. I don't know. So you can, as you walked in, you did see that and maybe smelled it a little bit. You also noticed that there are some flyers or posters and stuff kind of like hanging throughout the village declaring certain holidays. This is one about Wolf's Heads. I think it was called the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Actually, I can just show you that now. You saw it on the way in, so I'm gonna just show you what it is. Hold on a second. Show to players. You saw this thing hanging up in the village as you walked in. Come one, come all to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendance and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well. The Baron.
I don't trust the Baron.
Mm-mm.
We gotta get ourselves some children.
Yeah.
Doesn't like dogs, wants kids.
Well, we can't. We're going to need to do some investigating, but and we're being served by a lady,
Yeah,
a waitress.
a lady came in here and she introduced herself as Donica, and she is an owner of this establishment. she had mentioned that her husband also works there. He's the one that's been preparing the food for you guys, and you guys kind of surveyed the crowd earlier, and you did see a couple of guys that look kind of like hunters sitting next to you, a couple of dandies in the corner, and right above you, there's a very charismatic man telling stories to some of the local town villagers, but he does not look like a local town villager at all.
Tom,
Yeah.
looking around, I mean, is there any other dragonborn or turtle people in this bar? You know what I mean?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
In fact, when you guys came here, and you guys went to Barovia, that was the first town that you went to. They may have talked to you guys about this, but everybody got strange looks because most people here are kind of like human or elf, mostly.
So there's elves running around too,
So like
or half elves, or
yeah, the guy that is sitting above you that looks quite charismatic. He looks like he could be half elfin or elfin. He's got some features.
Mhm. Bears the sign.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well,
it's pretty
can we
homogeneous
ask
here.
the waitress a little bit about?
Absolutely. Yeah, she's actually
Timmy,
standing there.
can I ask the waitress about? Yeah, tell us about the Wolf's Head Jamboree. We're new in town. What's the celebration all about?
The Baron, the Burgermeister of this town. Yes, we have celebrations here quite often. Last week it was the Wolf's Head Jamboree, and next week it is the Festival of the Blazing Sun. It's local lore that these celebrations ward off evil. So, our Burgermeister keeps us busy with celebrations.
Hmm.
Um, she she looks like when she's talking about this, she kind of looks like it's kind of tedious. all the celebrating.
Right. How many celebrations do you have every year? I got to get my Bravarious voice.
Yes. Um,
Celebrations.
it seems as if we have a
How many
celebration.
per year?
We have several every month, possibly 1 or 2 weeks at a time. We have celebrations. The Festival of the Blazing Sun will be celebrated in 3 days. Or 2 days.
Being
2 days.
food trade?
What?
What did she say?
She
You
said
cut out.
the next celebration will be in 2 days. It's called the Festival of the Blazing Sun.
What does that mean?
The Festival of the Blazing Sun, I believe we have fires in the center of the town. We burn effigies. It's actually a newer celebration, and the rules of the celebration will be plastered throughout the city on posters so we all know how to celebrate.
What do you mean you? What do you mean so you all know how to celebrate?
If you are caught not celebrating, you may be charged with malicious unhappiness. It is. It is.
Malicious and happiness?
Yes. So you must celebrate.
That sounds like something I have every day.
The Baron feels very strongly that every citizen in our town should be celebrating during these festivals.
Hmm.
feel like
And what happens to one who is found to not be celebrating and is
the the crime of malicious unhappiness
maliciously unhappy, as it were?
is punishable by
Yes.
Almost 9 o'clock. Big super fast ones. You guys.
uh, most are placed in the stocks. Some are taken to the cells in the Baron's Keep. Some are never seen again. It is quite an injustice in this town to be charged with malicious unhappiness.
How common is it?
Fairly uncommon. We very much tried to keep the celebrations happy, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yes. I should think so.
This
Well, that must mean quite a bit of coin for those of you who are purveyors of entertainment and happiness. Is it not? Does this not benefit you?
very true. The locals in this town have supported our family for generations. Is there anything else that you would like? We have plenty on the menu if you are in need or desire of anything else here. Also, did you guys did decide to get a room at the inn, right?
Well,
Yeah, let's do it.
So you do have a place, and yeah, you're gonna want a safe place to be here, anyways.
Do we think we're going to be
did
in
we
town
order food already?
long?
So yes and no. I mean, you guys kind of have about 5 or 6 quests that have been kind of put in your lap, but there's also a lot of town politics going on, and
Sure.
you will find, of course, some things to do here in Vallaki.
I'm looking for a MAGA rally.
Yeah, talk to the Burgermeister.
If you're looking for a rally, we will have a rally in 2 days for the Blazing Sun Festival in the town square. It
Make
will
our
be.
town great again.
Yeah. Find some books. Burn those
Make our
bitches.
town happy again. Yeah.
All right.
Happy or else.
So she kind of
Ricka's kind of town.
brought you your food, and now she's gonna go over and help the boys in the corner, the dandies. They are asking for some more wine.
Hey, Tim, because I wasn't. How far away is this town from our windmill? Just out of curiosity. Just because I missed the line.
It was pretty much a 6 or 7 hour hike.
Okay, so it's pretty far.
That's about right.
So
It was almost a day's hike.
All right.
So what happened is you guys made it to town, but then you kind of had to skirt around the town to go to a village, a Vistani village, and you spent the night at that village, and then that village is fairly close to outside of here, and you left there and got here by lunchtime.
Nice.
And the Vistanis don't like the townies and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, and
The socials and the greasers.
the guards wanted to make sure that you guys weren't Vistani when you came in.
I hope we're not on the side of the grease or the socials, man. That would fucking suck.
Well, we did compete in a dance-off, so, I mean, draw your own conclusions. Yeah.
A very lucrative dance-off.
A very lucrative.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I ought to discuss this with Tudor, but I don't think, and I'll kind of bring everybody into the table. I don't think this axe, it's a very powerful weapon, but it is not something that Bahamut would approve of, and I'm not comfortable wielding it. If anyone else is, you're welcome to it, but otherwise, I believe I need to sell this item. I don't even think I can carry it.
Let's not be so hasty.
So basically, the axe is makes you go berserk and kill everything that's a hostile, and every kill you make, you get hit points. So it doesn't exactly say it's evil, but it's kind of evil. I'm a paladin. I can't wield it.
It is.
And
It
it's
is. It is cursed. Yes.
I can't even physically pick it up.
I could, but it's just got some bad mojo, and my mama says not to mess with bad mojo.
Already carrying a lot of evil stuff. I don't think I should.
You do have a lot of evil stuff on you. That's
I
true.
really do.
So do we think? Is it possible? First of all, obviously we're going to order some food, but then is it possible to find out if there is what temples are in town?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
actually, as you guys are going around, another owner of the establishment comes out and just checks on you guys and asks you how your food is, because you did order a charcuterie board already, I believe, and you have been enjoying that and the wines. You ordered some wines. So he's, as chefs
How's
kind
the
of do,
wine?
he's checking to see how you guys are doing.
These olives are excellent, excellent. I can't wait for the lamb chop that I'm hoping you might be purveying as well. And then between all that, I'm wondering. I am of the religious sort, and I'm wondering what temples you have here in this fine town.
Oh yes, of course. Saint Andrew's is the local church to the Morning Lord, and we worship there regularly. Of course, it is run by Father Petrovich, and he is a very devout follower of the Morning Lord.
Excellent, excellent. The Morning Lord is an ally of my God. I would feel quite comfortable there. Are there any other temples, or is the Morning Lord is that what most people here follow?
That is the only church that we have on the premises of this town of Vallaki. Also, it is attached to an orphanage, as the father takes in children, and a matron runs the orphanage.
Have you read the book Dianetics?
Tum, how close? I mean, did we see the orphanage on our way into the inn? Do we know?
You
Have
saw.
a sense of where it is?
You absolutely saw the St. Andrew's Cathedral. It's a bigger
Oh, okay.
church. I wouldn't call it a cathedral, but it's a much bigger church than the one that you saw in Barovia. And you did not see the orphanage, but you did see the graveyard that is attached to it. And you actually saw a guy digging graves at the time. A strapping young lad.
And
Why are we here?
Well, you were told that Vallaki was a safe haven in Barovia. And from what you've heard, the Baron of this town, the Burgermeister, has set up these festivals to protect the town. And it seems to be working. A lot of people think that it does work, and people feel pretty safe here from the undead.
Are we gonna go try to talk to the Baron?
Oh, if you wish to have an audience with the Baron, you might need to check with Itzek first. That is his.
Just if you're gonna take 40 minutes showers, you should go last.
His hand, as they say. You might need to talk to him
Itzek,
first.
huh?
Itzek, yes.
And where do we find him?
Itzek patrols the city on a regular basis. If you if you walk the streets, you will most likely find him.
Oh, I walk the streets. I walk the streets.
So
Do we want to talk to the Baron, or do we want to stay away from the Baron?
the Baron is quite a powerful man in this town. He rules the city with the help of Itzek, and um, I will say uh, Baron Vargas is uh, he has his ways. Somebody make an insight check on this guy.
I will. Running, 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 running to my
Lady's got a
computer.
17.
24.
All right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, anything over 15 is gonna
Oh,
work here.
24 should do it.
Yeah.
I got it.
You are noticing that he kind of has maybe like bad feelings toward the Baron, but he's afraid to say anything bad about him.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's kind of like.
Well, okay.
flutzing.
You can chew the. Yeah, I'm going to just. Well, thank you for your insights.
Can you
I gotta get back
tell
to
us
my
a little
voice.
bit about how the Baron came to power? How long he's been in power? Did I miss that?
The Baron and his family have ruled Vallaki for generations. The town of Vallaki is named after his family. His name is Vargas Vallakovich, and
Gotcha.
our town is synonymous with his family.
Do we know anything else about this town? Like, not from, like, just before we came here? Like, just, hey, I know that St. Paul's full of scumbag. Stuff like that. Is there anything-
Quite the opposite. Everything that you've heard about Vallaki on your entire journey has seemed like this place is much safer than Barovia. You came across a note on a dead couple on the road that said, Barovia has fallen. Please accept these people into Vallaki for safety. So it does seem to be a bastion, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but when you came into this particular place, this is called the Blue Water Inn. It looks like it can be quite fortified. It has very thick walls.
ready. I need you to take quick ones tonight.
The doors are very heavy. The windows have very easy access to shut and lock. But this place seems very secure.
Did it seem like all the stores or all the places in this town are like that, or does this one stand out?
This one stands out. The rest of them look like
Okay.
a normal village, but this place almost seems like a fortification.
Gotcha.
What the hell?
What place seems like a fortification? The inn or
The inn. The inn.
Okay.
I couldn't help but notice you're very well. What's the word? Fortified in this inn. Why is that, good sir?
The Blue Water Inn is a very safe. We like to keep our customers safe.
From what?
Safe from what?
If you have not noticed, we live in Barovia, and there's a constant threat of Strahd Vanzarovich in this place.
That's vampire. The vampire.
The vampire, yes. And you guys have learned quite a bit about him.
Crosses herself.
Irina has never been here before, but she feels much safer now that she's off the road and away from Barovia.
Can you kind of do a refresher on who else was in here? We had a couple of hunters, and then the two kids on the south side. They were kind of somebody different too. And
Yep. So if you guys scan the location, the hunters have. I mean, you can see that they have like wolf furs as their coats. They have. They're eating wolf steaks at the moment. They look a little bit rough and tumble, kind of like trappers.
okay.
And you also notice that there are wolf heads, stuffed, taxidermied wolf heads in here as in this location, and Well, you've seen a lot of wolf heads in this town, strangely enough.
Well, and we've got a couple of the cards we drew refer to wolves and presumably werewolves by the lake, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
The man above you, like I mentioned earlier, he looks like he is possibly a half elf. He does not look like a local at all. He's wearing kind of fancy clothes. He is regaling the people at his table with a very interesting story about a man-eating plant that he's come across in his adventures. The boys in the corner are like I said, they look a little bit more like on the not so much townies, but more like
the pervert side.
Like the socias. These guys are more like the socias, a little bit classier clothing, although they are kind of acting a little belligerent with Danica, and she's putting up with them. But
that's these guys here.
No,
that's these guys
right here. Those guys look like people from the town, but they're just having a meal together. Look like friends talking with each other. So,
I like it.
Would you guys like to talk to anybody that's in here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to the socials. Gonna saddle up.
Okay. Danica asks you if you'd like something to drink.
Yes, please. I'll have a beer. Hey, buddies. How are you doing today?
So, as you say that, you look behind her, and she has some spouts that are pouring things, but they're all wine. It's wine, wine, and wine. There's no beer.
God bless them. Sounds great.
I guess I'll have a
Would you like the purple mash or the red dragon wine? We do have ale. If you'd like some ale, I can pull some from the kitchen.
I don't know. Excuse me, sir. What are you drinking?
We only go for the red crush.
I guess I'll have the red crush. Is the crush fresh? Is it fresh crush?
It is the red dragon wine. It is always fresh. Comes from the winery out of town. So she pulls you a draft of the red dragon wine, and the boys are looking at you very strangely. They've never seen a turtle before.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. Yup, it's true. I am extremely handsome for my race. What's your names?
Okay, so I got I forgot these guys' names already. Hold on a second.
I'll just call you Billy.
All right, so
I'm bag of dicks.
the first one introduces himself as Nikolai, and the other one introduces himself as Carl. But as they are talking to you, their words are very slurred, and Nikolai says his last name is Wachter. And we live in the mansion at the edge of town.
Really? Are you brothers?
Yes, we are brothers. I am Carl, and he is Nikolai. We are the Wachter boys.
Ah, the Wacky boys. I've heard stories about you. I've heard you might be a little you know what I mean? Wink.
Yes.
Those ladies, we've been talking.
They are really not interested in anything that you have to say. They are looking to kind of get drunk right now.
I'm going to keep talking to them, and well, that's just going on in the corner while everyone else does.
Sounds good.
Whatever they're doing.
That's cool. Yeah, well, you did find out that they live in a mansion, and their last name is Wachter, so that's good to know. Anybody else want to talk to somebody?
I think we need to talk to. Or never mind.
No, go ahead.
Well,
I think we should talk to everybody, but
yeah.
have somebody charismatic do it.
Yeah, not me.
I think I did a good fucking job.
Wouldn't that be John's guy?
Yeah.
Probably.
When I'm finished with my second lamb chop, I'll be happy to try and get some information.
Good.
Are you gonna talk to the hunters or the dandy?
Is the dandy still telling his story?
Yes.
As I'm finishing, I'll kind of open up my chair and start to listen in and see what it's about.
All right. So you pay a little bit closer attention to this guy, and you may have seen someone that kind of looks like this, but he's dressed like a bard. He is slightly handsome and charismatic in the way that he talks. He's had an easy smile and a sparkle to his eye, and you actually get engrossed into his story as he's sitting there telling these folks. And he notices you and welcomes you in. He's dressed in brightly colored clothing with a tunic of emerald green and deep purple trousers. A burgundy cape hangs loosely from his shoulders, swaying slightly as he gestures animatedly while telling his tale. The villagers around him are hanging on every word, and he's telling a story right now about a daring adventure with vivid descriptions of the battle. He's talking about fighting dragons. His voice is melodic and full of expression.
I don't know what this guy's name is.
Yeah. He concludes his tale, and the villagers cheer and clap, and you listen, and you're kind of impressed. They actually put some money on the table for him.
Wind-sucking bard.
Yeah.
And he notices you, and he was talking about fighting dragons, and he said, "I hope I didn't offend you."
No, of course not. Well, wrong voice. Where'd that come from? No, I would not be offended. There are plenty of dragons out there that are evil in nature, just as there are people who are good and people who are evil. The same is true of most kinds of individuals and creatures in this world, or so I've found.
Yes.
I must say that was a heck of a tale. I don't know, not to make a cliche of singing for your supper, but I would love to speak with you more. And perhaps if you haven't had dinner or you're in need of a drink, you wouldn't mind joining us here, and we can just speak to you and find out what your story is, not the stories you tell, but where you come from. My name, by the way, is Calypso McGarity.
Calypso.
Pleased to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Yes, my name is Rick Tavio, and yes, I am staying here in this inn, and I have already eaten. Thank you very much. But I am very interested in you and your companions. You look like you are from out of town, if you know what I mean. But I do. I invite you to meet with me in my my humble apartment upstairs. Perhaps a little bit later. I have right now. I need to get out and take care of my my horse, which is in the stable, and he grabs a couple of apples that he has on the table, and he says, "You must excuse me, but I ask you to meet me up in my room at this evening." And then,
I'm gonna.
Yeah, what's the equivalent of sense motive to me? Because something seems weird here.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and do a insight check, I guess.
Yeah. If anyone else wants to join in, that is not my strong suit.
I can
Yeah, I'll jump
definitely
in.
help out.
I'm talking to some drunks.
27
Oh.
natural 20.
Lady's got a 21.
Oh, guys, anything over a 20 is gonna tell you a lot about this guy. So, you
23.
you guys are all getting this feeling from him. He seems like, I guess, kind of like I'm saying like a kind of a Robin Williams kind of feeling, where he is trying really hard to entertain the people that are around him, but there's a definite sense of sadness and tragedy behind his eyes. Um, but he's so far been fairly honest with the people that he's been talking to.
Well, if later on tonight it works well for you, that is fine. Just to make sure, it seems like you're going to take care of your horse. Do you think you might need company for that, or do you think that is just a routine activity?
I
I know Barovia, being not from town, I know that this land is sometimes fraught with peril.
Yes, I feel very safe here in Vallaki, especially in this humble establishment. The Martikovs have taken very good care of me. In fact, they do let me stay up in my room at a very discounted rate. As you can see, I do draw in some customers for them. But yes, I do need to a good steed is very important to have, especially in these times. And
Well, not to interrupt, Dictovia, but you are correct. A good ride is the best thing a man can wish for.
yes, quite right. I do agree. Yes, but Drusilla is definitely needing some extra sustenance at this time. I do feed her approximately the same time every day, and she will miss me if I do not see her soon.
Well, by all means, I wouldn't stand between a man and a fine ride. My pleasure to meet you, and we will come see you later, assuming that timing works out.
Yes,
but please proceed.
My door is open, my friend. Come and talk to me soon. And then he does take his leave. Oh, jeez, how did that happen? Ugh.
Okay. So I'll wait a minute or two, so it's not like I'm just going from person to person in the room, and then I'll kind of pick up my drink and kind of stand up and move over here by the hunters.
All right, cool. So they are chowing down on their wolf steaks. They're kind of animalistic in their own right, and they are eating. And they look at you, obviously kind of strange because you are Dragonborn. And they say, "What would you like?"
Friends, I don't mean to interrupt, and if you prefer speaking when you're finished with your meal, I'd just like to bend your ear. It seems as if you are true experts in hunting wolves. And my friends and I are headed to a place that is supposed to be inhabited by wolves, a den of wolves, as it were, and reportedly up to no good. And I thought perhaps we could consult experts that you are, and you might have some words of advice for us.
So they continue to eat and kind of look at you and say, "Yes, we know we know very well how to kill wolves. It is our job. My name is Soldarovich, and this is Yevgeny, my friend. He is a scout. We are hunters, of course. Many of the wolf heads that you see here in this establishment are from our kills. You wish for us to be guides to you?"
Oh, well, that might be a brilliant idea. Perhaps, but by the way, my name is Calypso McGarity, and me and my companions, at some point, we don't know if this is going to be our first destination or if we may be headed somewhere else first. But if guides is a service you offer, reportedly, there are there's a den of wolves overlooking a mountain lake. And Tim, I don't remember this, but Calypso would. What's the name of the lake we think that place is at?
The lake that you've heard of is called Lake Bartok.
We've been given some guidance that this den of iniquity of wolves, perhaps werewolves, is by Lake Bartok. Does that ring a bell?
Oh yes, we know that area very well. Um, yeah. Well, our services are, of course, depending on the time of day. 5 gold per day per person, and if we have any um, nighttime activities, that price will go up. It is much, much more dangerous at night. Um, it would be 100 gold pieces per person per night.
Now, Tim, how far is it to Lake Bartok? It's not like a 3 hour trip, right?
It'd be yeah, over a 3-hour trip. Yeah,
But could you get there in a day, or is it an overnight for sure?
depends on a lot of things, but you could get there and come back in a day.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I totally understand the price and structure given what could be a perilous nature. Uh, what I would say is, it's my pleasure to meet you. We will definitely consider when we make our decision to go this route. If we can bring you on to help us get there safely. For now, eating eating wolf steak can be thirsty work. If it's okay, I'll have the barkeep send over a couple drinks for you.
All right, make a quick perception check.
All right.
Or a slow perception check. That's,
That is a 20.
that's cool. He doesn't go anywhere without his bow, so he's got the bow like sitting next to him, kind of behind him, but you notice it, and it has many notches in the stock of the bow, stock of the bow, in the bow, and you look over at his friend Yevgeny, and he has many different patches of wolf fur, different colors on his coat, and you do think that they are who they say they are. They are very proficient guides and hunters of wolves, and he actually does wink at you when you offer him a drink, and he says, "It would be my pleasure to help you, sir." And we are available. We come to this inn almost on a daily basis for the wolf steaks. They are the best here. In fact, we offer the wolf steaks, and he prepares them. Irvin is a very good cook. And
Yes, yes. Perhaps tomorrow night I will take part of the wolf steaks. I had a hankering for a couple lamb chops tonight, but on your recommendation, tomorrow night wolf steak it is. We actually did encounter some wolves in the wild, and I will say a fresh wolf steak. There's nothing quite like it.
yes, it is our pleasure to help you and to kill wolves.
Well, my pleasure as well. Enjoy the drinks, and we will be following up with you when the time comes. Thank you so much.
It's very good doing business with you. So yes, you guys have some guides to the wolf den,
Nice.
which
Okay,
is great.
to start.
So as you guys are sitting there, something kind of unusual happens, and let's see here. Let me do this real quick.
And those guys' name was Starcock and Evgeny.
Starcock.
Starcock, Soldar, Soldar.
Oh,
So from upstairs, It's seemingly out of nowhere. There's a girl that very gracefully kind of floats down the stairs urgently, and she kind of walks around. I don't know if you can see her, but she goes straight into the kitchen, and you do see her walk by and um, disappear into the kitchen.
Hey, Nick, who's that girl? She's kind of pretty.
Well, the Wachter boys are sitting there, and they know who she is. She is. God, what is her name? Hold on, I gotta look it up. Okay. So that is Muriel. She frequents this location.
Is she from town like you guys? Did you guys go to high school together? Did you have a crush on me growing up?
We didn't. We did not go to school with Muriel, but we do see her often in this in the Blue Water Inn. And he burps.
Is she a guest? Is she a guest here like me?
I don't believe she lives here, but she frequents this location. Burp. And then they've had a little bit too much wine, and Danica seems like she's about to cut them off. A few minutes pass, and then Erwin, who is the other owner of the establishment, comes out and pulls Danica, and she comes into the kitchen too.
Uh-oh.
And some time passes.
This is
I'm going to talk to Ricka. Just a question. So, in addition to the cursed axe that I have been blessed with, I know we have some other items from that was discovered at the coven.
Mhm.
I'm thinking tomorrow that we might need to take all these items to the Temple of Lathander.
That would make good sense.
Excellent.
If
I
we
assume.
don't want to keep them. And
Well-
maybe flirt with the dark side a little.
I know that this axe, if no one else is interested in using it definitely is a dangerous item. The power certainly is tempting, but I myself can't sanction wielding it, and I don't know that it does much good for anyone else. Perhaps Tudor, but he's not interested either.
Well, I'm just saying we have 3 evil bags and 3 evil gems, and maybe getting rid of all 3 of them is hasty, when 2 might be fair, and maybe even keep 1 in reserve. So maybe we get rid of 1, keep an evil bag, evil gem, evil axe. Maybe put the evil axe in the evil bag, and nobody's really upset. I mean, it's evil is as evil does. Whoa.
Now, I'm trying to remember, when you talk like that, I forget who your deity is.
Soon, the mighty Soon, who likes to see light, but also likes to have darkness, because what is light without darkness but just an annoying friend? And I have to say, I've studied an awful lot of these pamphlets, and I understand quite a bit.
Tim, while this conversation's going on, emboldened by all the Dragon Blood, Tudor's going to make the bad decision to sneak up as quietly as a 400-pound turtle can and just kind of listen at the door if he can.
The kitchen door?
Sure. I mean, if worst case scenario, I'm just wondering if I can get more wine, and I'm looking at Donica.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
a little bit.
You have one of those pork pies you stole too.
Hey, real quick, before you resolve that, I just want to chime in with Rika and the lot and say, why couldn't we just perhaps sell these items? Then we're getting rid of the evil and making a bit of a profit for ourselves, which we have earned.
So,
Well-
Yevgeny actually kind of overhears you guys a little bit, and he says, "If you have any weapons, you can go to Wayland's Hammer in town. He deals in weaponry and is a blacksmith. So he does offer that up to you guys."
Interesting.
See?
Well,
Gotta make us money, boys.
you, Jenny, I greatly appreciate that, and perhaps then we go to Wayland's first, and yes, I mean, if he is able to make us some sort of a deal so that we can then become better equipped to directly attack evil in the future, I see that as a possibility.
Yeah.
So,
Right?
Till, I don't know if you
Get
noticed.
rid of the evil and get some good weapons.
I don't know if you noticed this, but as you approached the door closed on you.
Oh, I guess I'll just wait for my lot. Can I hear anything anyways through the door? I mean, I'm not
Make sure. Make a. I guess it would be a. Let's go perception check.
Perception, alrighty. Oh, wow. Oh, not that good. An 11.
Yeah, you just hear mumbles, but very soon after whatever was going on in there, Danica comes out and she looks kind of worried, and she says, "Oh." She's kind of surprised to see you. She's like, "How can I help you?"
Oh, that fish was fresh. Can I get more dragon blood wine?
Oh, absolutely.
Just so good.
She goes and pulls you another draft, but
I'm getting a little tipsy at this point as well.
she says, "Do you mind if I serve it to your table?"
No, that sounds like it. Those two city fellas, they are kind of boring, so I'm gonna go back to my friends.
So
Sounds good.
She follows you with the drink, and she brings it over, and she gets kind of curious about you guys, and she asks you like, how did you get here to Vallaki?
We walked.
How did you get here to Barovia? You are obviously not locals.
That is where you're wrong.
Well,
Ignore the question.
backstory, it makes this much more difficult.
Yes, I was just realizing that you guys, none of you have backstories, and if you want to like put something together, I'll work with you for the next 2 episodes. Maybe I'll give you a magical weapon if you write one.
Oh.
But it's a cursed magical weapon.
Or a
We've been down this road.
Hey, the guy did not know that was cursed, by the way, or maybe he did.
We'll give it to Wayoon. He'll like it.
So, somebody please make an insight check on her as she's asking you these questions.
Keep the 20s rolling, kids.
15, ladies.
15 will do it. Oh my gosh,
26.
Rika. Jeez.
I've been rolling hot tonight.
So you catch all this. She wants more information from you guys to see if you are you might be willing to help her with something. So
I sense you're furiously editing a Wikipedia entry. Would you care for more help?
Yeah, she does have her menu with her, and she's writing some stuff down. So she is asking you guys questions.
Well, history is our history is varied, but what I can tell you is that we are hardened and seasoned adventurers.
That I can see, sir.
Level 6.
And quite powerful. Um,
Always looking for new adventures.
she does offer you some advice. If you guys see Itzek out there,
Always looking to help maidens in distress.
she, she says you all might look threatening to him, and you don't want to get on his bad side.
Hmm.
So
What do you suggest? Come at him one at a time?
I would not mess with Itzek. He has strange powers.
Intriguing.
Don't we all?
But please
Little lamb, don't we all?
tell me about your time here in Barovia. She's probing
We had a
you
good
guys.
time.
She wants to know something about you if she can trust you.
We defeated a group of wolves in the woods. Must have been 8 or 9 of them. They attacked us, and we fought them off.
Well, another thing we did is when we were in Barovia, we came across what appeared to be an old lady peddling some sort of moon pies.
Mm-hmm.
And something seemed wrong about them. It did not affect our friend Tudor here well. Normally,
yes.
I, as you can see, and I kind of pat the metal over my belly, I'm very fond of victuals myself, but something about them seemed off, and I did not partake. And it turns out it's a good thing, because those were being made by, how shall I say it, a coven of hags that we tracked down. And we managed to save a couple people that they were sort of torturing and planning to, frankly, sacrifice. And we defeated the hags and found out that those pies were being made with the most foul, disgusting of arts, including even, and I hate to say it because so many people ate this, but demon's blood.
Okay.
Fortunately, those hags will no longer trouble Barovia.
Yes, we know of the problem of the dream pies. They are banned from this town. Make sure that if you have any, Isek doesn't find out.
We also took over the mill up the road, so we're kind of neighbors now.
Ah, yes.
Doesn't Tudor have a dream pie?
He does have 16 of them. I think.
Kill the turtle.
Okay, so you seem to have passed her test a little bit, and she pulls you a little closer, and she says, "We have need of some people of your stature and level of adventuring."
I knew it was pertinent.
Unique talents.
Danica, consider your next words very carefully. There is a particular sentence that you need to utter to convince us to do what you want us to do.
Oh no! All right. Well, she says we've just gotten word that some unfortunate things have happened recently,
And
we may need your assistance. But
that is not quite the sentence you need to utter at this point.
I assure you, you must be delicate in your actions. So she lets you know that a young boy has been accused of murder and has been placed in the stockades by Itzek. But she feels like he's being unjustly punished. So she does mention that to you, and she absolutely trusts you guys. It's really weird. You guys get a feeling like she might kind of know you guys already a little bit. It's kind of weird.
That is
But that's not the worst thing. There has been a foul murder in our town. But I've also found out information that will be putting our whole city of Vallaki at risk.
Mm.
You see, I've recently come across information that says some relics have been stolen from the church. I don't know if any of these things are related to each other, but it seems like since yesterday, some foul things have been happening here in Vallaki, and I'm not sure what to do about it, but I know that I can't handle it myself.
Now, by any chance, is there more information? Should you invite us to, join you in the kitchen with a particular sentence that we might find out?
Yes, please. I believe my husband has a few things to tell you as well. Come, join me in the kitchen.
Oh,
Oh, come
do you
on.
have any? Do you have any? Wait, Rabbi's going to say, do you have any gold to pay us?
Oh, we don't have much gold, no.
Where are you going? Come back here.
Pity.
Hey,
Nobody ever has gold.
You there, out the door.
okay, since you're curious about this, Muriel left, but she is standing outside the door, spying kind of on you guys.
Having a smoke.
I don't know if you noticed it or not, but she is there.
I did notice.
That door should be locked, so that is
And
locked.
DM pushed me back inside.
All right.
Your dynamic lighting won't fool me.
Hey, if you go up to the window, you could probably still see her.
That's true.
I don't know if
I
you
will
can
do that. Oh, it's close. Yeah, I can get a little corner of her.
Yeah. So yeah, she's definitely there, and she's just standing out there as if on guard, kind of.
Ricker keeps an eye on her.
So since yeah, you guys came in there, I'm glad that it was the two holy folk. Erwin also, he says foul things are happening just within the last day. It seems like it's all falling apart. And he says, first of all, this is they have actually here. I actually have a speech for you. Hold on a second.
Speech.
All right. So he says, I'm sure Danica has spoken to you about the poor boy in town. His name is Todd. Todd Arasek. We know that this boy is innocent, but Itzek has put a proclamation that he has been accused of murder, and the charge for murder is punishable by death. We know this boy is innocent, and we cannot stand for that to happen in this town again. And
you know he's innocent by because you committed the murders. Of course, roll for initiative.
No.
Rika, let's not be hasty. We said we'd work on that.
But that is not the only thing. Relics have been stolen from our church, and the worst of all of this is that we are unfortunately in our tavern running out of wine.
Oh.
So he says our wine supply is nearly empty, and our next shipment is overdue. It should have come yesterday. I will personally gladly pay you what I can, and I may also have something that can aid you while you're adventuring in Barovia. But the vineyard is outside of town, and the winery are southwest of here. All you would need to do is follow the old Svalich Road to the west until you come to the crossroads, to the village of Kresk, and then head south. At the winery, ask for a man named Davian. He owns and runs the place, but for some reason, we're long overdue, and I'm afraid of what the people of Vallaki will do if we run out of wine.
Now, a quick question.
What do you mean by that?
The wine being disrupted is a huge issue. I completely agree. But what does that have to potentially do, or why do you think that is commingled with the stolen relics and the murder this boy is accused of?
Well, I do not know the answer to that question, but I do know that all of these.
My friend. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say. I think what my friend is asking is, do you want us to try to save a child from unjust persecution and death, or do you want us to go on a wine run?
Well, as I was so rudely interrupted, all of these things seem to center around the stockyard, which is down past the town square, the Arasek town yard. This is where the apparent murder has happened, and the Arasek stockyard is where all of the wines of Barovia come in and out of. Also, well, I'm not sure about the relics, but if any goods are going in or out of Arasek or out of Vallaki, they go through Arasek stockyards first, which is where the murder happened.
You also said if the.
And who was the murder of?
Oh yes, poor Yelena Arasek, the matron of the stockyards. I believe what our information tells us is that she has been murdered, and her husband is absolutely distraught, and her son has been accused of the murder.
Gotcha.
You had said that you were concerned about the wine running out and the villagers not taking well to that. What does that mean?
I don't know if you have been here in Barovia for long, but it is a fairly gloomy place, even as we try to celebrate weekly these celebrations that the Baron has put out for us. And it seems our wine is a very important component of keeping these villagers happy.
Well, there's a lot of
Have you
truth
ever
in that.
considered running a village-wide abstinence program? I know.
I'm afraid
for myself.
These
Once I cut
Valakians.
back on my wine drinking, I felt much better.
These
I've heard you can
Valakians.
run a successful South St. Paul B&B, so you know.
Those are all
Second
scumbag.
floor only, but yeah.
Well, not only do we keep them happy, we also keep a flow of funds coming into our establishment. Of course. So as you guys are in the kitchen, you're kind of like this. Irwin is a very good cook. He's got some freshly baked breads. On the in the corners, there's cheeses in here. There's a venison stew that is on the kitchen boiling right now. It's actually making Calypso's mouth water. It's very smells good, really good in here.
Point of order, Calypso kind of nodded at one point to the venison stew and said, if you don't mind, I think an after-dinner stew is well in need here. Now, you had mentioned quite generously some form of payment. What might that look like?
Well, as you can see, our establishment does very well. I can offer you a certain amount of gold, um, and also.
Wait a minute. I just asked for gold, and now you ask, and they say yes.
uh, you sense that Irwin is the keeper of the finances in the establishment. So,
How
what was you gonna
how
say?
much of this venison stew is part of this deal?
Oh, if you help the boy, the venison stew is on the house.
Done.
I have certain elixirs, certain potions, um, and of course we have some gold that we can offer you.
We're trying to nail down that exact amount of gold and potions and whatnot. And when I say that, that is not due to greed. It's just due to trying to find the information correctly, if that makes sense.
Right.
And also, I don't know if you've noticed, but Calypso and I are a little bit of a swingers, so something less banal than gold might be a little bit of fun, wouldn't it be?
No, we'll take gold. Thank you very much.
So he's offering
A
somewhere
handy stew and some gold.
somewhere in the order of like 50 goldish, 50
I guess we
goldish.
get to gold. 50 gold?
That's real money.
That is real
I
money.
wipe my nose with 50 gold. That ain't nothing.
And of course, if you are successful in your ventures, you will always have a place to stay here for free at the Blue Water Inn.
You can never leave.
Yeah. Do we get unlimited wine and victuals for life then, on top of the 50 golden potions and elixirs?
Yes.
Then we have a deal.
It would be my pleasure. Yes. All right. So, actually, you guys have some decisions to make.
Wait.
I mean, you have your own
We have too many adventures.
quest line of the wolf hunters. There's a mystery at the stockyard. There's another mystery at the church.
And our quest line was right. Well, our quest lines were just relative to those predictions we got for each of our characters, right? They're not
right.
pressing things that we promised to do.
Well, they're actually things that will help you in your battle against Strahd Franzarovich. But now you have just found out information that certain relics have been stolen from the church. So that might have something to do with things too.
Mm-hmm.
But from what this guy was saying, if for them to leave, they'd probably go through the stockyards, correct?
Yes, because it's kind of like the hub of mercantilism here in the town.
Yeah.
And I think it ties in.
So that would,
and the kid is probably the most pressing thing, because if they're going to kill him, then there's a timer on that.
Yeah.
That's probably the most pressing thing. And the wine, you're saying the lack of the wine trade is tied to the stockyard too, we think, maybe?
Possibly, yeah.
All right. So
well, it sounds like we head to the stockyard.
Yeah. So in the morning we could hit Wally's Hammer and or the Temple of Lathander, and
yeah, I think we should go to the temple too, just so we know what kind of relics and what we're looking at, and we can get rid of some of that evil stuff, and then.
What?
Well, don't we want to try to sell as much as we can first?
Yeah, I think we could go to Wayun's hammer or whatever that was that. Like John mentioned.
They will tell you that the town square is on the way to the stockyard.
Okay. Oh yeah, could you? Any chance you could throw up a map of the town again to me?
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So So, Rita, are you thinking we go sell whatever weapons the armor would buy from us, and then
And buy whatever we
maybe donate the rest to the people? Yeah,
can.
and
Might
then
be.
whatever he's like, oh, that's too evil, then we would just go get destroyed. Simple.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought.
Yeah.
So the church and the orphanage are at N1.
Okay.
The town square, I believe, is N7.
Makes sense.
And then the stockyard is, I think. Oh wait, hold on a second. Is
5?
the stockyard is N5? Yeah, it's
okay.
it's on the way, kind of more out
Right,
of town.
the opposite.
Yep, makes sense. Yep.
Yeah. Where's the armor?
The
temple's
armor.
N1.
The armor is
N1,
in
okay.
the. Oh, okay. So N7 and N8 are kind of like the town center.
Okay. Okay.
So the armor is actually at N8.
Back there might be 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
We go to N8, and then we're right by the town center. Well, and then I suppose we could see what happens with the armor, and if it's not something where it's like, oh, you have to get these destroyed immediately, we could investigate the stockyards and then double back to the cathedral, just because it's on the other end.
Yep, I
I mean,
think that.
this town looks like it takes 20 minutes to walk into end, isn't it, Tim, or is it bigger than that?
I think it's a little bit more. Yeah. Probably from end to end, you're looking at a half hour.
Yeah.
I think we take
Right, but
N1.
it's
I
not
think we take the
Chicago or
church out of
something.
the way first, just because it sits out there by itself. Everything else is kind of, hey, you can boot, scoot, and boogie over here. But if we
I
take
agree.
N1, we don't ever have to go back that.
The only problem is the armor. We don't. If we go to church first, we don't know what we're getting rid of.
I agree. We should hit the armorer first.
Yeah,
Sold.
All right.
sold. 2 francs.
So a couple
All right,
things.
so we're gonna sleep first. Obviously,
Well-
it's nighttime.
Well, no, it's kind of like it's like 2 or 3 o'clock right now.
Let's go boogie and try to sell
Oh.
some booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the armor now.
Just
Okay.
do the boogie booty. The booty boogie.
Boot,
The
scoot,
booty
Get some
boogie.
business done. Then we gotta go. Then we gotta go anal rape that guy from the stables, and then we can get a good name.
Hey, easy.
Mhm.
We were all
Sorry,
thinking
I forget. I don't want to offend your sensibilities.
Yes, my delicate sensibilities.
So
Ricka's just jealous because she ain't got a hot dog. Rickett ain't got a hot dog.
Well, I don't know about that.
Whoa.
Got a cocktail weenie size clitoris.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're yelling at me.
Oh man.
Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. That was a cool shot. Was that the armor? Sweet.
that's the town center. These are what the city kind of looks like, from the ground
Okay.
view.
Let's
All
I see is black.
Sparrows.
Yeah, I got to put you guys on the map here. Hold on a second.
There's a sparrow.
There's the Sparrows.
Oh boy.
That
Wait.
Shove
Watch out
there.
for you know who.
Hey,
Yep.
Double slide.
hey, Horton.
Double Dutch.
As I watched Timmy doing this, I think I started first said you were going to run a game. As we get closer, I'd monkey around a lot with Roll20. There's a bit of a learning curve there. So if you think you can just hop,
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's good advice. Yeah, and I got to figure out because I bought that deluxe package for Rise of the Rune Lords where it's all integrated, so I got to figure all that shit out.
you do have.
We're supposed to have music and everything.
So yeah.
Oh, really?
Just- I think I foolishly thought I can do it right before, and the first couple games I'm like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
no, I
this
think
is
that's
more complicated than I thought.
Right.
Yeah, it took
Especially with the
me
dynamic light.
many hours to put all this stuff together. So yeah.
You don't have a deluxe package like Horton's package.
No, I got all this stuff from the internet.
Well, I'm really banking a lot, and of course I haven't even looked at it yet. On the fact that they keep saying it's turnkey, so I'm hoping that's true. We'll find out.
I doubt
Reno
it.
has a Contemporary clitoris, and Horton has a deluxe package.
Yeah. Turnkey clitoris too.
Yeah.
Is everybody? Let's see. Is everybody doing okay in here?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeller.
All right. So you guys come into town and you see Todd is in the stockades. His hands are like there, and his head is hanging out. Oh shoot! I was gonna add his dad in here too.
Why? I don't see anyone.
Yeah, I see Tudor now, but not anybody else.
Yeah, there you are. There. Or maybe
Donkey
that's
guys.
there.
Well, there's some dude there in the armor.
Yeah.
I
I think I see that dude.
Right?
Oh, let me just fix something here real quick. I'll just turn on daylight mode here.
Some
I think I
lights.
see
Yeah.
who's this?
Oh, that helps.
There we go.
Who's this
Is
dog?
a horse head?
Is this
I don't
Todd?
think-
Why are all these dogs here?
Nieder der Bolschweismus. Bringing
Mm-hmm.
Todd und
I'm
Krieg.
gonna-
That bottom, he's got like a donkey head.
Is this Todd right here, the one I'm pinging?
Yes, that's Todd.
Oh, poor Todd. Und Krieg.
So here's the deal. Like as you come into
there we go.
the town square, the first thing that you guys notice are the old Wolfhead Jamboree signs are all plastered over, and there's like lots of levels of plastered over on here. But you actually see this new one, which is very similar to the last one. But it is the Festival of the Blazing Sun.
Nice.
Come one, come all to the greatest
All will be
celebration of the
well
year.
once again.
Attendance.
Am I mistaken? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you can read it. It says all will be well at the end.
Are there some dudes with donkey heads?
Yeah, they all say that.
Yes, there are.
I think that's a horse table.
No,
there are?
no, those are like people also in the stocks, but if you look at them, they have kind of like a paper mache donkey head placed over their heads, and they are kind of hanging there, almost very dejected, if not almost lifeless. But Todd is sitting there, and he is actually got his trusty dog with him, and his dad is there too. Hold on, I gotta pull his dad up.
Is this his dad?
No, that's not his dad.
Dad.
Oh.
Oh.
Is this his dad?
And I haven't put him on yet. Hold on. I've got
These donkey heads should be stolen for the next
Donkey-
time we
donkey
want to make
dicks.
some wild love, huh?
yeah. I made those.
Well done.
Yeah. Where's his dad? Dad.
Dad.
His name is Gunter.
Oh, of course.
I had to teach him in guitar.
Did I not make a Gunter? I swear I had a Gunter in here somewhere.
Wasn't that your mom's boyfriend, John?
Yep,
Yeah.
I thought, yeah,
more or less.
more or less, yep.
Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, Mr. Field. Oh, my.
Oh,
Nieder der Bolschweismus.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants are so hapless.
Yeah, but what a battle of the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah. No wonder I was trying to figure out why none of my players were playing tonight. I think I just answered my own.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't make a Gunter.
Chuba Hubbard.
All right, anyways, okay, so you see this scene. There's a sense of foreboding and fear that kind of just permeates the air. Um, it's a bustling village. There's lots of people moving around doing their thing. They look a lot like just the common villagers which you see there. The streets are um, several streets lead off from the town square. There's like little shops in all the nooks and crannies here. There is a primary source of drinking water in the center of town in a fountain that you can see, hopefully. And people are talking. The stocks suggest that all is not well in Vallaki.
Mm-hmm. Many people are saying our economy is shit. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the stocks means that their justice system's working. I mean, obviously they have a robust police force that's doing their job, and
let's
well run and
10,000 troops.
We'll get enough people on the court to overturn Stocks v. Guillotine.
So what are we doing here?
Well,
are we going to the armor?
I thought we were going to. Yeah, we could talk to them, but let's talk to them and then
We're getting derailed, guys. This is mission creep. Mission creep.
Whenever the DM puts you on a map, you better start interacting with it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, Rito, you've been towing that line too long.
Do I see Carl and Nikolai anywhere? Maybe they're in the donkey mask. I should check. I'm worried about those two.
No, they if you look at the signs on there, it says malicious unhappiness.
All right, all's not well.
Yeah.
Can we sidle up to Guntar, the missing father?
Yes. And I don't know, maybe you can tell him why you're there. I don't know.
Sure. I'd be happy to illuminate him that we understand that his son is innocent and we would like to prove that. What can you tell us about the situation? He
is obviously distraught. He has lost his wife, and he has lost his he might be losing his son tomorrow, so he's staying with him as he's being punished right now. And his faithful dog has not left his side. The dog's name is Barbos.
Barbos.
Yeah. And officially, since you guys are here, you are about to start a mystery investigation. And with this mystery investigation,
Jeez, that sounds official.
It is. You need to solve a mystery. And to solve a mystery, you might want to ask questions. So, I've created for you, strangely enough, a mystery kind of sheet. And you guys just kind of keep this in your head, but you might want to ask questions about who murdered Yelena, the relationships people have.
I am not asking anybody if they have access to a whittling knife. I refuse.
I forgot. So Yelena was killed with a whittling knife, or with a knife. Okay. So like asking questions, who do you think killed Yelena, and that kind of stuff. Just to have that in your brain as you're coming across characters. Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Who's leading this investigation? Because it sure as hell shouldn't be Brabby.
Guntar.
Well, no, you should be leading it. Just, I can ask the questions, but you have the much higher intelligence.
That's true. That's true. I'm leading this investigation.
You have access to a whittling knife.
This needs a portal.
So I'm actually going to grab a piece of my parchment and my quill, and I'm going to scribble all this out, and I'm going to hand it to what's your McGarity, and I'm going to say, We need to start questioning suspects. Ask them all these questions.
Well, all right. I will go ahead and throw my voice on your behalf. So whatever your questions you say, they're coming out of Calypso's voice.
Nice. Total Cyrano de version.
All right.
All right. Well, so who do we have around here? We got
right.
the distraught father.
Yep. Yeah. Guter,
Do we have any suspects around here?
Guter is there. Todd is there, and Barbos is there. Are there?
Well, Barbos, who did it? Lead us to him.
Strangely enough, if you investigate Barbos, make an investigation
And I
check.
do.
Go ahead and roll.
All right. Investigation, huh? This will be great. 13.
You notice that.
Can I do that too?
Sure.
16.
Very nice.
Well, 15 was the cutoff, so you got it. You notice that Barbos has some dried blood on his muzzle a little bit.
Oh, that doesn't bear well for Todd.
Phenotype it and then DNA extract.
Yeah.
Enhance.
Every once in a while, Tudor likes to do a little joke where he's like, "I'll take it to the lab," and then he dumps into his shell for about a minute and pops out and says, "Guilty."
Yes.
Why do they think the boy did it again?
Who are you asking?
The boy.
Okay.
Good tar.
I'll ask the father. Why has your son been accused of this crime?
So what I think happened is Itzek came across my son Todd after discovering my wife's body. So Todd is my adopted son. We adopted him from the orphanage. We loved him like he's our own son. He would never ever harm Yelena. She was his mother. He has no reason.
Loved him, did you? You loved him enough to frame him for your own murder?
He did not. I did not. I loved Yelena.
You are the murderers!
I need to stop you for a second here. When you adopt someone, they become your son. So to say you loved him like your son is a little redundant because he is your son. Just want to point that out.
He is my son, and we can't let anything happen to him. He's the only family I have left.
Let me get a good look at your fingernail.
So Yitzhak confronted him and saw him after and thought that he did it, or?
Take a investigation check of Todd.
Did these people live in the slaughterhouse? What was this kid doing around the slaughterhouse?
Slaughterhouse.
No, we should be talking
it's a stockyard. Stockyard.
Stockyard. Same difference. Do they live at the stockyards?
They do live at the stockyard. Yes, they run the stockyard. It's the Arasek stockyard.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to go up to Todd and ask him directly. Boy, why are the authorities accusing you of the murder of your mother?
I don't know. He's crying. He's crying. It's hard for him to get his words out, but
yeah, way to rub it in. Good work, Brabby.
I did not make my investigation check of the boy.
I don't.
Brabby is not that diplomatic.
So
not as strong.
Smarty pants, investigate the boy.
Last night.
What I'm doing?
Investigate. Roll the dice.
My job.
Can you let me roll, please?
Roll the dice.
Jesus.
Ricky, you rolled a 4.
I did.
Time.
My luck finally left me.
Oh, Tudor. Oh, Barbarius. Yes.
23.
All right. Well, you do actually see that uh, he has blood on his hands. But here's what he says. He says that he and Barbos, their job is to keep a ledger of people entering and exiting the stockyard, and he was doing his job. Barbos is kind of like his guard dog, and Barbos was upset for some reason, and he says that I was talking to my friend Felix. We sometimes play together. We play cards at the table while I do my job, and there's no one coming in or out of the stockyard, and Barbos disappeared, and he was gone for quite some time. When I noticed that he was gone, I went to go find Barbos, and when I heard him, he was barking, and I ran, and I found my mother. She was laying behind the lumber yard in the stockyard, behind the lumber, and I wanted to see if she was okay, and that's all I did. Then Itzek found me and my mother behind the woodpile, and he accused me of her murder. And he grabbed me, and he brought me here. I would never hurt her. She was my mom.
Now,
yes.
Now, just
you
a
have
question.
a copy of that. I'm talking here, McGavity. Do you have a copy of that ledger?
The ledger is at the
or
stockyard.
Or did the authorities take it?
The ledger is, well, I left it at the stockyard. That's my job.
We need to get a hold of that ledger.
You do fine work, son. Fine work.
Where's the stockyard? Oh, east.
It's farther
east
down. Yeah, farther down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Be nice to know who he had been writing in that ledger, like in the hours up to that incident.
There are many people that come in and out of the stockyard, and I keep track of all of them.
Did you notice anybody unusual that night? Somebody you aren't typically, you're not used to seeing, or perhaps you have never seen even.
Yes. Well, some of the people that came in and out that day that I know is Rick Tavio. He has the finest stories, but he has a wagon that he keeps here in the stockyard. My
Rick Tavio.
My parents allow him to keep that particular wagon there, no questions asked, of course. The Wachter boys, sometimes they mess around with me, but the Wachter boys come in and out occasionally. Henrik, the coffin maker of town, he comes in quite often. There's a man that works for the Wachter family. His name is Ernst. He is frequently, occasionally coming to our stockyard, and of course the Martikovs keep their wine at the stockyard, and they come in and out. I believe Mr. Martikov had come also.
So Martikov, this Ricka guy, and the coffin dude.
Yeah.
Did any of them interact with your mother?
I don't know. I really don't. I was keeping track of the people coming in, but not what they were doing.
And I want you to feel safe in answering this, and I just want you to know we will accept whatever answer you do give us. But this Barbarius, have you seen him before, and did he ask you to do anything funny?
I shiv Ricka right before he asked that question.
With a whittling knife, the murderer!
I start running.
He says to you,
Sir, initiative.
Sir, the only other person I've ever seen that looks anything like him is Rick Tavio. He has the same kind of ears.
I think Rick Tavio is behind this. Smell a rat.
All right, I gotta hit the bathroom real quick, but you guys can discuss amongst yourselves what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
He seems friendly, but feels foul, as it were.
Agreed. Perhaps if we kill them all,
So
one of them will turn out to be the murderer. And we will level to 7th level.
So Rictavio is a dude we're going to meet later, right? The bard, the wind-sucking bard.
That's my understanding.
So, is anyone else
He's-
suspicious that
he's suspect.
this minister Itzhak happened to be right there when the murder happened?
Yeah.
That.
He's got his hands all over this thing.
He is flat out crazy too.
Yeah, but that's a tough nut to crack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would make sense that he would frame the boy.
But what's his motive in killing his own subjects?
Control, fear.
Bro.
But doesn't he
Yeah.
have that anyway?
But
With
he's
his,
got
couldn't he
that.
just accuse her of being, you know?
So she found out something, and he's covering it up.
Yeah, that's it right there. She sniffing her nose in other people's business. Well, what is
or just accidentally found
what is
out.
her mom? What does the mom do? What's the
Runs the
mom's role in
stockyard.
all this? We should
So
find out.
if you talk to
She runs it.
if you talk to Gunther, he will let you know that Yelena and him both run the stockyard and the daily operations of things. They run the warehouse and then the stockyard, making sure that everything stays secure.
What was the relationship? Oh wait, hold on. What was the relationship your dear wife had with Yitzhak?
Rabin.
Itzek is the law here in Vallaki. He
And did you get it? Did you get along with him as proprietors of the
well,
stockyards?
most of us strangely fear him. He is the hand of the Burgermeister, and he keeps order in this town. I believe he keeps us safe, but he is just as cruel. As you can see, my son is innocent, and he is threatening to be killed tomorrow. And he starts crying. So Gunther knows that he saw Yelena talking to someone a few nights ago in the stockyard. It might have been a Vistani. It might have. She said it. She believed it was a Vistani. He says, "I don't."
And
think
have any Vistani?
He says, "I don't think it was the Vistani because they're not allowed here in Vallaki at all."
Mm-hmm.
Right. It should be. I'd like to go see if we have the stockyard roll, because it would be. Well, let me ask him this. So when your wife was found sadly murdered, and Yitzhak took advantage or took over the investigation and arrested your boy, do you know if he took the stockyard rolls part of his investigation, or might we peruse them now?
No, the ledger is kept in. I actually did take the ledger and put it in my home at my desk.
Could you fetch it
before I came
immediately?
I will not leave my son's side. But please, you must help him. He's innocent.
Who do you think did it?
We're trying to help him, and we need the damn ledger. I didn't say that.
I don't know who did this. My wife had no enemies. She was always very watchful and kept the stockyard safe. If it was Vistani, I can understand. The Vistani are not allowed here, and if they were allowed here, if they were here, I would suspect them for sure. Rictavio comes in and out all the time. The Wachter
Um,
family is always at the stockyard. If it's not Ernst, it's the Wachter boys. They have stables there, so they get their horses and take them out through the town. The boys like to ride. Um, the grave the not the grave digger the coffin maker has his stocks in our stockade in our stockyard, and he uses lumber quite often.
And a whittling knife, huh?
Oh, and of course, yesterday Erwin Martikov had come in and made some inquiries about the deliveries of the wine, but I told him that um, they and he kind of gets a little bit weird about this, but he says that they haven't come for a while.
Yes, Martikov told us of that. We're investigating that too.
we're investigating everything. Did you review the ledger in the last day or so? I'm very interested to know who's been in and out.
I'm so sorry. I was distraught. I just cleaned up Todd's area and I put it in my office in my home before I came here. Itzek was cruel and quite violent with my boy, and I'm still I fear what will happen to him next.
Why? What does he have against your boy? Just because he thinks he's a murderer? Who gives a fuck?
Whoa.
Your words cut me deeply, Sir Turtle Man. It is my
You're racist.
child. It is my child. I don't want it to die.
Is there?
How far away is your home?
Well, if there's no motive for the murder, was anything missing from the stockyards? Could you your wife had stumbled upon something else and just been a innocent victim, maybe?
As I told you, if the Vistani are involved, I fear that something horrible may have happened to her by the Vistani's hand. If not, it is quite a mystery. I had talked to Mr. Martikov about his wine shipments, and the fact that they had not come is quite disturbing. Also, this town needs its wine. You know what I mean? I could use some right now myself.
What do you think's happened to this wine shipment?
I think they're addicted to wine.
So if somebody can make an investigation check, somebody
I'll make
that
one.
somebody that was at the Vistani place.
Nice.
I get a 20.
Okay, what the heck?
Good God, Brad.
Stop rolling.
What am I doing?
I don't know.
Well, the first one was a 20.
All right.
I don't know why that always happens.
So, when you were at the Vistani village, you noticed that they had empty wine barrels that said Wizards of Wine on it, and they actually rolled in a barrel for you guys. So, they had plenty of wine when
Aha.
when you were there.
They've been confiscating the wine. It's the Vistani.
It's a possibility.
That still doesn't explain the murder, though. Have you pulled the security cams?
I guess the Ledger is the best security cam that
Yeah, I want to see this fucking ledger. No one wants to get it for me.
He did tell you where it was.
Oh, can we go get it?
Yes, please.
Would you mind if we went to your home to get it?
So, as you guys are doing this, so the Itzek actually comes through and you guys see him coming with some guards.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I'll throw those on over here. The hell is Itzek? I can't find my characters on my list here anymore.
I mean, we could just save the time and kill Itzhak right now.
Mm-hmm. The safest. Nuke him from
Who's
space.
the most normal of us? Is he going to be like a weirdo racist?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is ladies' man's time to shine.
Yeah, totally.
Being the human here.
Yes. Yeah, we need a human to talk to him.
Well,
Yeah.
TBD.
What might pass as a human.
Might pass as human. Yeah, absolutely. Got a shot.
So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, can you speak on behalf of the party as the only human here?
Oh,
no.
So you guys hear the walking of troops, kind of like guards, and Itzek shows up. And Itzek is a strange bird. He is large. He's a very large human. He is holding a large great axe, and in one hand, in the other hand, it is very strange. He has an inhuman arm. It's red. It looks almost demonic.
Mm.
It's very unusual.
Oh, Jesus.
He walks by.
Well, maybe Leo can speak for us.
His guards stand back and kind of stop, and he goes and checks on the malicious unhappiness people, slaps them around a little bit, and comes and checks, and as soon as he sees you, he says, "What is going on here?"
McGarity or ladies?
There it is.
You don't want me talking, but I will. You don't want Tudor talking.
I can talk.
Inside of him is just a human boy.
Greetings, wise counselor. Please don't mind us. We're just headed over to Waylon Jennings' hammer. We're travelers in Barovia, and we just came across this prime example of punishment being meted out for those who have broken the laws. And I apologize, we got distracted, but we'll be on our way now.
Yes, you better keep on your way. You dare not interfere with my investigations.
Well, no, of course not. We're outsiders. It would not be our place. But it is a pleasure to meet your august presence. And as I said, we'll be on our way at this time. Please, thanks for your forbearance and have a wonderful day.
Timmy, I'm going to dump a fireball. I'm dumping a fireball in the whole lot right now.
All right.
Can I get in on that?
All right, so are we filing by?
Yeah, I think we've gotten all the info out of these that we're going to get for now, at least. So why don't we do what we said and go to the hammer?
Let's get out of here.
And then either do we want to go to the church or to the stockyards next?
I think we should do the hammer first because the way this city's been going, I don't think we can plan multiple times ahead of.
All right.
Multiple stuff.
So Waylon's hammer is in the lower right-hand corner. If you guys can see where I'm pinging.
Okay. No.
Lower right hand. I can't see.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Yep.
I see it now. Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead down there. Ooh. Waylon Jennings.
Wayland's Hammer. You see a sign that says Wayland's Hammer up on top.
Wayland Palin.
By the way, you guys,
come on, boys.
You guys see the names of all
Girl.
the other places in town. One of them is called, you just passed it just now, is called the Habendash, which is a clothier, the Habendash. Okay. And then you went past the stockades already. One place up there was called the Cart and Wheel. This is a carpenter up there. You see a place called Scran's Leather and Hides, which is a place that sells leather goods. And on the other side, where you were standing by the stockades by Todd, there was a bookstore called Walpole and Sons. Very, actually, looks like kind of very close to the center fountain. Very interesting location for a bookstore. And then you get to Wayland's Hammer. It's a blacksmith and armory, and the sign on the door reads, "Weapon sales must be approved by the Burgermeister. Itzek."
Oh, no.
This is by order of Itzek. And the sounds of hammering and the smells of hot metal radiate from the building. A blacksmith is working with his iron and steel at a large forge. He's too busy to really notice that you entered. The inside reflects both the practicality and artistry of various works on display. The walls of the armory are lined with racks of weapons, including swords and shields, and the shelves appear to be filled with pieces of chain and ring armor. A burly man at the large wood table is working with precision tools, assembling a hilt of a longsword, and he looks up and nods towards you as he continues to work on his things. And if you guys look at him, I don't know if you can see him or not, but I'll make him bigger. Might look familiar to you.
Well,
yeah. I thought that's who that was.
So yeah, he's at work.
Khan, sir, we do not mean to interrupt, but when you reach a good stopping point, we might like to have some discussions with you.
What do you want?
The lamentations of your women.
Well, we have come across a couple items, one in particular, and I'll flop the axe on the table. We were told by Jenny the hunter that you deal in fine weapons, and even in this case, a magical weapon.
Magical weapons. I have very, very few of them here. But this is a fine example of a battle axe. I believe this is a death axe.
Yes.
I've seen very few.
Your eye for weaponry is almost as pushy as your mighty cock. Oh, excuse me. Did I say that out loud? But yes, your eye is quite good. And it is something that is a mighty weapon. But I myself, as a man of a follower of Bahamut, I am not able to use this weapon. There are certainly warriors who would be very interested in it, but I am not one of them. So while I recognize its great worth, I'm looking for someone who might be able to, perhaps take this weapon, pay for it, and be able to make a profit on their own.
Yes, I see what you're saying, but he looks at it and he identifies it, and he says, I have a strange feeling that this may be cursed.
I believe from what we identified, there's some truth in that. Now, the one thing is, for a certain type of warrior, and as I said, I myself am not one of them, who kills indiscriminately, it is something where I believe the way it affects you is it compels you to battle your enemies only. Thereby you're not at risk for fighting friends or fighting someone innocent. You're only at risk for fighting your enemies. Again, the indiscriminate part I cannot tolerate, but others might be able to.
All right. Well, after you explain that to him, he does seem interested, and he offers you a take it off your hands for 25 gold.
What? Dude, the craft as a fighter and a man who knows it's tutor is insulted. A normal battle axe. This one is highly magical.
Yes, I understand. I understand, but selling cursed items in Barovia is not an easy thing to do.
Well, then let's just trade for it. Then we don't have to. Can we just trade you something?
Yes, trade. That seems. All right. So actually, there are lots of things in here. There's chainmail, ringmail, battle axes, great axes, hand axes, light hammers, war hammers, maces, mauls, morning stars, glaives. Anything you want is in here. You can have your pick, and yeah, he'll trade for anything, or even two.
Well, he had mentioned that he might have a couple of magical items.
Yes, the working of magics into these weapons. It is possible that. So he points over to his assistant over there. His assistant's name is Ginch. Wait, what's it? Hork. What the hell's his name? Hork Ginch. And it's possible that we can infuse some magic into one of these, but it takes time.
Well, and what would the charge for that service be?
In most cases, we charge 200 gold for any magical enhancements.
So it seems like a fair trade would be a weapon.
He also says, for a much more reasonable price, we can offer to silver your weapons. This is something that is very common here in Barovia, and especially in Vallaki.
How much? I have a couple.
Oh, that would make sense.
I wouldn't mind having silvered.
Yes. Once again, we are looking at the price of 25 to 50 gold per item.
They're small hand axes just for throwing. 50 seems like a lot.
Get in the car. Get in the chopper.
Yeah. Tutor, by the way, since I'm the one who won the axe here, I appreciate your feedback, but perhaps you could see your way out of this A to B conversation, if you know what I mean.
Well, we've gone past that. We're now talking about silvering my hand axes. You've had your turn. It's my turn now.
Well, if you're looking to pay for this out of your own money, that is A-okay. But again, the gentleman and I were having a conversation, and you've kind of butted your way into here. And I don't know that it's appreciated, at least not by me.
We'll have to have words.
So he's offering to basically add a magical enchantment to any weapon in his thing for 200 gold. He's also offering to silver weapons for 50 gold.
And how much does how long does silvering weapons take?
Silvering weapons is quite common, like I said. We can do it in a day or two. Magical enhancements take up to a week.
All right. Well, the silvering is something I definitely would be interested in doing for my greatsword. Let me think about your offer on the axe. I appreciate. I understand that a cursed item is not as easy to deal with. That makes total sense to me. And we may very well be back. I appreciate your time, sir. Pleasure to meet you.
Well, that's great that you're ready to leave. Not all. Like, now get out of here. So, silvering weapons, huh? I don't think 50 makes sense for 2 small hand axes. These are small for throwing. This is, sure, if it's a great sword or a long sword, I totally understand. Maybe a bastard sword even. But or battle axe, yeah, 50. But, I mean, these together are 25 total for both of these, don't you think?
Are you offering? Hey, did you offer to sell the axe or not?
Nope. I
Oh.
want to see what the temple says.
All right. So 50 gold. I can.
They're very small. They're just throwing axes. They're like a hatchet.
I can do
Barely
I can do 2 for 50.
2 for 35. Turtles aren't known for being taken advantage of.
Silvery weapon. The silver alone is quite
They're
expensive.
very small.
You know,
Plus,
inflation these days. I have to upcharge occasionally my customers.
well, 2 for 35 seems fair to me.
All right, he'll go 45.
Fair enough. 2 for 45. All
All right, I need the gold in advance, please.
Pay him, someone.
Ricka, are you keeping track of your gold?
I'm really not. No, I've only got the most recent stuff. So,
I think
Well,
I know that you guys got like a really cool trinket that was worth like 1,000 gold. But
yeah, wasn't Lady Tasha's thing worth like 1,500 gold?
Yeah, but other than that, you guys probably together have maybe like 200 to 300 gold ish.
That sounds about right. Yep.
You're saying a piece?
Yeah. No, I think we've got the
together.
gold, but
All together.
yeah, but I'm also not leaving my greatsword here while we are investigating this. Like the investigation has a time limit.
He'll do. He has great swords here that he can do that for, that are not yours too. Also.
Oh well, in that case, great. 50 gold. Boom.
So you're gonna have a great sword silvered.
Please.
All right.
And my 2 hand axes, which I'm leaving with.
All right. That's total 70,
85?
95 gold.
95 gold. So about half of what we got, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I will.
Now, he's just gonna give you like a little wink and a smile and say that there are many shops in this town, and all of us have our own specialities. If you know what I'm talking about. So, it was a pleasure doing business with you, and please come again.
Do we want to try to buy a wand of cure light wounds or something to that effect for healing?
I don't think. Does this guy have magical? It's just his weapon. Right?
Not as ubiquitous in D&D as it is in
Also,
Pathfinder.
You do have the icon of Ravenloft, I think does actually do some healing like that.
It does. 2 charges of healing.
Yeah, but again, we're on a clock with this kid, so why don't we go to, because our next stop is the church, and we might be selling stuff there, but we can also continue the investigation. And also we want to go straight to the stockyard.
Let's go to the church. Get it done.
Where was Dickhead's house? Timmy.
wait. Arasek's stockyard?
Gunter and
Yeah,
that's all at the stockyard.
So he mentioned that there's a stockyard, there's his home, and there's a warehouse. There's 3 parts.
And the home is where he said he put the ledger, right?
Yeah.
And that is by the stockyard?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, let's go to the church next and do nighttime at the stockyard.
Sounds appropriate. I'm just glad I got to throw Arnold in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can say it. It's really kind of an homage to Lord Ark.
Okay.
Totally.
All right, so we're going to the church. It's going to take you a good 25 minutes to get there. And Poppy.
By the way, while we're traveling, anyone taking bets on whether or not Bruno is asleep or just balls deep in emails?
Balls deep in emails for sure.
Definitely porn going on somewhere. All right. So you guys come up to the St. Andrew's Church and Orphanage. Do you see it on your screens?
Oh. Yeah, that looks like a haven for good.
Mm-hmm. Nothing says come on in like a scary haunted church.
All right. So, you come up to the church, and it looks like there's like vespers are going on right now. It's like a evening kind of church is happening. People are kind of like popping in and out ish, and yeah, you get up to the church and. Here we go. All right. Do you see your characters?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Bottom right for anyone who's looking.
I am looking.
The door is open.
It's a church.
Church, and this is the steeple. Open it up. It's the old people.
Last time we went to church, wasn't it just horrendous? Just a carnival of horrors? Am I making that up? But I feel like there were things in the basement. It was a terrible.
Yeah.
Was it the church? Was it?
No, it was. It had a vampire in the basement. It was his son.
Yeah, it was a terrible place. I'm not really keen on churches these days. They don't go well for us.
So, actually, service is going on right now.
Convenient.
And it's just about over. He's doing the final benedictions, and everybody kind of seems to be almost ready to file out. But the service concludes, and people start to file out, and some of them sit and chat afterwards, talking. As
Anybody looking suspicious?
As you walk in, you notice there's a mix of very common looking people, that faces that you've seen already. And then you do see there's some finer dressed, kind of more, not royalty, but a little bit more on the upper class merchant nobility, possibly, sitting more in the back of the church as you walk in.
Next to tour.
And the father sees you and has never seen you before, and he whispers something to his altar boy, and the altar boy disappears, and Father Petrovich comes up to you.
Oh, Father.
He says, "Welcome to St. Andrews. How can I help you? Are you
Looking
here?
for anti-papists.
Are you here to worship the Morning Lord?"
Father Petrovich, I'll say it is my pleasure greatly to meet you. You have a beautiful church here, and I'm a follower of Bahamut, but Bahamut counts the Lord of the Morning as a strong ally. Thank you for having such a sanctum of peace and serenity here.
some of my parishioners are still in meditative prayer. Please come into my office. And he invites you into this room to the right over here.
Where all the little boys end up going.
Yeah, why is there a bed in here? That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Father lives here too. It's a parsonage and church, and office. So let's see here. I got Father Petrovich's office. Father Petrovich. Private office is a humble space where he spends his time studying scriptures and preparing for services. The room is flanked by bookshelves filled with volumes such as The Blessed Life of St. Andrew and Morning Lord prayer books. You can actually, I actually have a copy of Blessed Life of St. Andrew if you want to read it. It's kind
Wonderful.
Of weird. Do I have it on here? Can I share it with you?
It's first edition, right?
It is. It's the only edition.
Is it in its native Barovian? Or...
Just turn to the page with the naked women. That's really what we came here for.
Oh no, I didn't make it for you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I might give it to you next time though. So Father Petrovich is here to ask you any or you're free to ask him any questions. He's here for you.
Do you own a whittling knife?
Oh, I know nothing of whittling knives, but I do have this holy symbol. That's what guides my life.
May I see it?
Sure, it's a symbol of the Morning Lord.
Okay.
Well, have you heard about the misfortunes that's fallen young Todd?
I have not heard of the problems with young Todd. I know that Yeska, my altar boy, has spent time playing with him in the past, but no, what's wrong?
He's been accused of murder.
Murder?
Most foul.
Who's been murdered?
His mother.
Elena.
Yelena. She is a devout servant of Morning Lord. Oh, that's a shame.
Do you know why anyone would want to murder?
No, as far as I know, she's a very devout follower of Morning Lord, and she has no enemies here, as far as I know.
Well,
But-
obviously she was one.
But
Or had one.
but I assume she will be interred into our cemetery. I find it odd that they have not contacted me yet.
What is odd? Why would that be?
I do not know. I have been quite busy with services today. You know, the Feast of St. Andrews is coming soon, and we've been busy preparing for the feast. It coincides this year exactly with the festival of the blazing sun that the burgomaster has ordained in this town.
Isn't that convenient?
Where do we introduce since your altar boy back? You seem to, because of our entrance. What was that all about?
I just had him take the holy sacraments back and prepare them in the back as is our custom.
Father, so we it was brought to our attention this accusation of murder, this accusation of Todd murdering his mother, your parishioner Yelena, and the circumstances, everything else. We're not trying to be hasty. We're not trying to interfere, but it seems as if a miscarriage of justice is potentially occurring. And we're wondering. We have actually several questions, but starting with these, what are your thoughts about her now that you've heard she has unfortunately been slain? It seems like her and her son and her husband, it seems like they were a family. It seems very odd to me that such a young boy would be accused. But what are your thoughts, knowing the family as well as you do?
Well, has Itzek had his hand in this?
Yes.
Unfortunately, it seems as if he has had his demonic hand in this.
Itzek is swift with his justice, although I do not believe he is always um, uh, his investigations are quite um, how shall I put this in a delicate way? Um, his investigations are not as thorough as I think maybe they should be. But if Yelena has been killed, we have many problems here because my gravedigger has also disappeared. I don't know where
Really?
he has been gone since yesterday. No, wait. Actually, you guys saw him when you came in. He's been gone since this afternoon. He felt ill and then disappeared. His name is Milivaj.
No.
And do we have any idea where he was last seen?
Well, he did not talk to me, but he did disappear, and he is at the orphanage. He is an orphan, and as Yeska, my altar boy. They're both orphans. We have, unfortunately, as you can imagine, many orphans in Barovia.
Hmm. And and just a question. I understand we were informed, and hopefully this is correct, that items have also gone missing. Relics have gone missing from the church. Is that accurate?
This is my greatest worry right now, friends. Um, may I ask you a few questions before I tell you any more? This is quite delicate.
Absolutely, we understand.
Um, how do you feel about Strad von Zarovich?
Well, we are new to this land, but as I said, I'm a follower of Bahamut. My friend here, Rika, is a follower of Soon, and we both believe that everyone has a right to worship the gods of good and make a life for themselves. And it seems as if in this land, the ability, with some exception here in Wallachia, where people, at least in the past, it seems, have been able to pursue a life. Uh, it seems like in this land of Barovia, that is not the case. And ultimately, to put it tactfully, a lot of that responsibility has to be on the leader of the land.
Yes, quite. I agree, and I see that you are devout in your following of your beliefs. Um, I feel I can trust you. Um, so, unfortunately, yes, relics have been stolen from our church. How did you find out about this?
Well, the people who brought it to our attention that young Todd has been accused of this murder, they mentioned that a series of things had occurred, uh, and that the missing relics from the church were one of those things. That the way they described it, everything seemed to be falling apart. Um, I don't know if everybody went. You know what? I'll go ahead and say, like, frankly, we're staying at the Blue Water Inn. Forgive me if that name's wrong, Timmy. And they're the ones who initially brought all these happenings to our attention, the proprietors.
Ah, the Martikovs. Yes, um, they are a hub of information, of course, in Barovia and Vallaki, of course. Um, but I think it's strange that usually, if there's a death in the town, um, the body is taken to our coffin maker, who lives. His name is Henrik, and then I am always notified so I can perform last rites on the dead, or before the dead, of course. Um, I think it is odd that they have not contacted me yet. I fear that this news is letting me know that there are many interesting, possibly foul things afoot. Now, for the missing relics. Unfortunately, I've not told anybody about this except for Milivoj. Milivoj, I have a sneaking suspicion that his disappearance has something to do with the missing relics.
Meaning you told him about this and now he has gone missing.
And so have the relics, yes.
So you think perhaps he took the relics?
I don't want to believe that, but I've only told, really, he's the only one other than Yeska that knows anything about that. Oh, camera's on.
Well, we know it's not Horton because he's been muted for a while.
Yeah. Not me. It's not me this time.
I think it's Bruno.
You know, what's kind of weird, I was thinking about having you guys split up. Like, people go to different places. That would
yeah, I feel like that would be a good thing to split up nights and do 2 separate nights to split people up.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
Like, see if a crew can play Friday and a crew Sunday or something.
That's great. All
right.
Well, so now tell me more. So we heard from the Martikovs. At this point, it may have been a couple of hours ago, but if the gravedigger he's only gone missing in the past couple hours, how could they possibly know about it? We didn't think to ask them. We thought it was common knowledge.
That is a very good question. This is this is troubling, I assure you. However, it is not unheard of. There are many eyes about, if you know what I mean. There are many political machinations that happen in this town. I know of some of them. I know of not of all of them. He does go on to tell you that the Burgermeister has some spies throughout the town, and the Wachters. The Wachters are another powerful family that also possibly have spies around that report things back to people, and the Martikovs too. Those are very powerful families.
So if I could ask, what relics are actually missing, so we know what to be on lookout for?
He gives you the book, and it's called the book of the Tale of Saint Andrels, the Blessed Life of Saint Andrel, and basically Saint Andrel lived here before Strahd was turned into a vampire, and he died, and his bones were placed under the church, and the church has been hollowed by the bones ever since, and possibly protecting the whole village with hallowed ground, so the undead can't come here.
Okay.
And the bones are now gone.
But the bones are gone. Yep. And now that the rest of the parishioners are gone. Hold on.
Wait, so because the bones are gone, the ground is no longer hallowed and safe?
That is correct. Well, having a holy person there also contributes to the hallowedness of the location. But together, the priest and the bones together hallow the area.
Right. So without the bones, the priest is able
Yeah,
to stave off evil.
he's kind of nervous about things now because he feels like the church is no longer protected, and possibly the whole town.
Right.
Yeah.
And he tells you, he's like, you must not tell the Burgermeister this. He is planning the festival of the Blazing Sun. I am in charge of the St. Andrew's feast, and if he were to know that anything about this, nobody knows about the bones of St. Andrew's except for you and me and Yeska and Milivoj.
Oh.
And who is Yeska again?
That's a problem.
Yeska is the little altar boy, and you see him walk by.
Gotcha.
He's doing his altar boy stuff. He's just kind of a little kid.
Wait, who's Milivoj?
Milivoj
The gravedigger.
is the gravedigger and caretaker of the building.
Okay.
That lives at...
Yeah.
Actually, Yeska and him both live at the orphanage.
And Milivoj was there at the stockyards on the same day that the lady was killed, right?
Oh. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he was moving coffins,
He was
right?
not?
He was not mentioned. There was another child that was playing with him named Felix, who was from the orphanage, but not Milivoj. No, Milivoj is older. He's like a.
I thought the gravedigger was one of the people that were there, but maybe it was the coffin.
It was the coffin maker.
It was the coffin maker. That's correct. Now,
gotcha.
The priest tells you that Milivoj and Henrik, he's the coffin maker, do a lot of business together because he makes he gets the bodies, he makes the coffins, they deliver them to the church, he buries them. So they have a lot of coordination with each other.
Gotcha.
So the priest says, now that the church is empty, I can show you. So he actually takes you. Where did my priest go? Did I erase him?
No, Rick is on him.
Oh, Ricka.
That's what she said.
Oh, Ricky, what?
You're sitting on his face.
Well,
Get the mustache ride.
or a cocktail weenie ride.
So I don't know if you guys can see it, but you see where that sun is? Where that sun is behind the altar.
Yes. Yep.
Make some investigation checks. He says this is where the bones were.
Okay.
Just laying out on top of the altar?
No, it's under the sun. It's like under the ground, under the stones. A 2?
How do you know it's missing if it's under the ground?
Ricky, you were rolling so hot earlier.
I know.
How do you know? How do you know it's missing?
I can feel that they're missing.
I have no connection to this place. Someone more investigative than me, take a look.
Barbarius. Oh my god. You guys don't notice anything. It just looks like a sun, a morning sun.
Wait, will somebody roll a die 20? My computer just fritzed.
Don't have a tutor do it.
I know what my bonus is.
Natural fucking 20, John.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, 27 then.
Wow.
Nice work, Rito.
All right, you get it all. So notice that the stone is scratched. It's been lifted slightly around the edges of the crypt of St. Andrew's, indicating that possibly a metal tool is used to pry it open. You see you actually find in a corner, there's a fish hook that as you guys kind of like pick up the stone and move it, you actually find it in there. There's a fish hook that maybe they kind of like fished it out from the crypt area. There's a little bit of burlap twine that you see that are caught between the stones, and an old piece of parchment, and the scrap of parchment reads, "Before the feast." before the feast. um, and that's all the evidence that you can find there.
Before the feast. And the feast is when?
The Feast of St. Andros is in 2 days, and so is the Festival of the Blazing Sun.
So was that before the feast to, like, does that mean deal these before the feast, or does that mean in the other sense we will execute our plan in front of the feast?
Father Petrovich says, I assume they're talking about the Feast of St. Andros.
No shit, Sherlock. I don't say that.
Or the
So,
somebody probably had orders to steal this before the feast. And it's probably tied in again with the wine shortage too, even though the Vistani might be behind that. But
it's all very complicated. Father Petrovich offers a couple more things. He suspects that it's Milivosh. He thinks somehow.
Hey guys,
he's
Timmy.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I got to sign off. Marcus has been a little sick this weekend.
Oh, okay.
no.
And I got to go help him with a couple things. But great work.
All right.
Good work, guys. Pleasure talking to everybody. Good time. I got to roll.
Good shit, guys.
Right.
Yep.
Bye.
Peace out.
I think we'll go about another 20 minutes ish. So that's not too bad. Okay, so Itzhak says, I'm sorry, Father Petrovich says he thinks it was Milivosh. He has a suspicion, especially because he's disappeared today. But he also says that Itzhak is around the church a lot, and he's loyal to the burgomaster. He says that he watches people come and go from the church all the time. He says the Wachter boys, he's kind of upset with the Wachter boys because the Wachter boys have been caught, Nikolai and Carl, sneaking around the graveyard at night, and he thinks the Wachter boys also damaged the fence of the graveyard. So he's
Ow.
he says he kind of like says maybe the Wachter boys did something. Yeah, and that's pretty much all you kind of get out of him for now. I mean, unless you guys want to talk about the
Damn good boys.
the other stuff that you have.
Does he know it was the Lochter boys? And how did they do it?
Bruno, you're back?
So Yeska.
I never was gone.
Someone was snoring.
You were
Guilty as charged.
That's right. That's
When he
why
was here.
Well,
I mean, he was.
now you're rejuvenated.
we need cameras going.
Yeah.
But anyways, the Wachter boys are always seeking thrills, usually kind of drunk, and what Yeska maybe had mentioned to him was that they were trying to find ghosts in the graveyard, and they broke in and possibly
Right, so they're just chuckleheads.
probably damaged the fence up front in their drunkenness.
Or did they witness something and were freaking out and trying to go?
Well, you did see them at the inn, and they were just drinking.
I'm good friends with them, Carl and Nicola.
Yep.
But looking back to that, so were they drinking away like because they're freaked out, or just because they were just fucking chuckleheads and
Because they're douchebags.
Yeah, they are there almost every night drinking wine and ale.
Okay.
That burlap twine, was that tied to the fish hook or was that separate from the fish hook?
It was separate. You actually found the it's like a fish hook and some fish hook string in.
Okay.
Like it had fallen in. It was in there.
Okay. Does it look like the burlap twine was old, like it was used to bind the bones at one point, or does it look like it was
It looked like it was fresh, and it may have
fresher? Okay.
come from maybe they put the bones in this in a sack or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Stuff your sorries in a sack. Do we have anything else for this pastor then?
Well, you got a whole bunch of evil stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I mean, I know that McGarity doesn't want to give up his axe without getting something for it, but I'll at least mention the evil bags and the evil stones, and talk to him about the hags that we killed and
Oh, okay.
the mill that we took over.
Oh, bless you, bless you. These cursed witches, they are all around, and they're so dangerous. Thank you. I do appreciate this. I can destroy these. I can consecrate these without,
Very good.
Without
Very
too
good.
too much problem.
My friend
he is
heard about
a priest, so.
my friend heard about a magic weapon that was found, but also had a blood curse on it. What would you suggest we do with such an item if we ever found it again?
A cursed weapon. It's not something that I can deal with. I have heard it is possible to remove curses, but I am not able to do that at this time.
Do you know anybody in town who might, or anybody nearby that we could check in with?
He thinks about it, and is there not in Vallaki? Not in Vallaki, no.
Okay.
He suggests maybe the Abbey of Saint Markovia.
Okay.
Is a possibility. That's his best guess.
Where is that on the big map?
Oh gosh.
Just
I think
roughly.
It's down south.
South. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it. But he takes care of those stones, and he takes them and is disgusted by them. But he knows what to do with those.
Excellent. Okay.
And the bags, if you want to take the bags.
What about the food, Tudor? You feel like giving that up, or
The what? I'm sorry. I had
the 16 pies you've got?
Yeah, I can give them up.
Might want to just get them destroyed here.
Probably a good idea too.
I'll keep 2 pies on my own.
Listen, you're gonna have to make a Constitution check before you give up any pies.
Wow.
I'm gonna.
Keep in mind that if you're found with pies on you, did you hear that, Till? I don't know if you had been on yet.
No, what was that?
If the Baron knows that you've got a pie,
they're not allowed.
That's
They're not allowed in Vallaki.
Your ass will be in the stocks.
Okay. Here, yeah, I'll make a. Luckily, my con's pretty fucking good. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, you made it.
20.
Nice.
So he says he actually takes your sack and walks into his office and throws them into the fire. And you start crying.
Did you see my 23 con check?
What?
Another con. I'm gonna cry. I do cry because I only got a 13.
Yeah.
I want to just point out that how is that possible? Weird.
All right.
Don't understand.
So yeah, I think okay. So far, I mean, this is a very complicated mystery, but you've got a dead woman. You have lots of suspects that you're going to find out in a couple minutes when you go to the stockyard. You have a missing caretaker, and you have missing bones from the church so far.
Can we get the ledger?
Yeah, it's time. It's gonna take you another 25 minute, half hour to get to the bones, and strangely enough, the sun is going down, and it's getting
Ooh.
Did I get this wrong? What was the caretaker? Was it the caretaker was the gravedigger too, or no?
Yeah, the caretaker is Milovaj, and Milovaj is the gravedigger.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
And he's missing right now. You assume that he is at the orphanage. That's where he lives, but he left without telling anybody anything.
Gotcha.
Just because we haven't fought anything, I'm going to cut.
You're going to cut
roll
what?
for initiative.
I'm going to kill the priest.
Oh my god.
Seems fair.
Seems about right.
All right, so let's.
Luckily, it won't let me attack.
Right, so what are we doing?
So let's go to the stockyards and then start with Peckerneck's house.
All right.
Or the crime scene.
Right. Get to the stockyards.
All right. So, yeah, let me drop you in there. Let me see. Do I have you here already? No, I don't. Okay.
Weird.
Spooky sounds.
Good thing we haven't fought anything for tonight. For some reason, can't roll any attack, and
That's weird.
I can roll all my skill checks.
All right, you guys have arrived at the stockyard.
Nice.
I'm gonna say that that Calypso was feeling under the weather, and he went back to the inn, so he's not with you guys right now.
Yeah, I can't roll to attack either.
Oh,
Because
you know, I think you guys have been disconnected from the Beyond 20, maybe?
No, all my other ones were like
Yeah,
just
I can cast spells, but I can't roll a physical weapon attack.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Not that it matters, but I just
Yeah, just weird.
you have some weird sound effects going to freaking me out.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. I'm hearing like rusty gate. I'm like, what the fuck is? I've like muted this game twice. I'm like, it's in the game because I had to hear it when I turned the game off.
I'll turn it down a little bit more.
We don't hear anything, Phil.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are standing right in front of the house that he had mentioned, and he did say that you guys could go in and look around if you want.
So this is the home of Yelena at the stock.
Yelena and Gunter. That is correct.
I think the door's locked. Oh, there we go.
I want that ledger.
Yeah, so let's take a look around, Timmy.
All right.
We'll take our time in here too.
All right. So
take 20.
What a dump!
I kind of like this place.
It's not bad. So it's a place of business. This is like the party in the front, and then in the back is like the living area. So you guys can see that there's a desk here, and on the desk is a ledger.
Okay. Ooh. Let's examine.
Ragu.
What's
All
it
right.
say?
Before we do that, I have to explain the stockyard. The stockyard is fenced in by rough-hewn logs, staked into the ground with posts and rails that are quite high, about 10 feet high, 10 to 12 feet high. The fence is tall and sturdy and can keep items stored here secure. There are some gates. There's a gate in the front and the back going into the stockyard. There's a heavy wooden bar that can be slid across to secure it. It appears to be open now, so you can go in. Of course, Gunter and Todd, who are the owners of this place, are gone. They're not here right now. And in inside the yard, inside the warehouse. So yes, here is the ledger. Okay, so it looks like
Robbie, come on in the house.
on the night in question, the
I'm
last
here.
entries are
Yeah.
the Wachter boys. It said
Rika.
that it has a little note next to the Wachter boys that said that they were possibly trying to break into the wagon. So I think that's talking about Rick Tavio's wagon. He has
Is that Undertaker?
no, Rick Tavio is the guy
Nope.
from
No, he's the bard.
the Bard. Yeah. It says that Erwin Martikov was there. He had spoken to Gunter about wine shipments. Rick Tavio was there and caught the Wachter boys trying to get into his wagon and chase them away.
We find it suspicious that Rictavia, who we talked to, was like, so he was here.
Yeah, he was there. It looks, I mean, he's got his, it's like his caravan is there. So he goes there quite often, it seems like. If you go through the ledger, you see Rick Tavio's name quite often. There's a guy named Connick Haflinger, who actually you guys saw his place in the town. He is the wagon builder, cart builder, handyman guy. It says that he was there. Henrik Vandervert, he is the coffin maker. He was there accessing supplies from his storage shed. There's one more, Ernest Larnack. He was getting supplies from the Wachters supply shed. And also, Todd mentions that he was. Oh, he's got like on the side of the ledger, there's like a tic-tac-toe board where it looks like he was playing tic-tac-toe with somebody.
Interesting.
Okay, can we take a look around the rest of the place, see if anything looks out of place, especially if the wife's got anything
Sure.
hidden?
So
Perception or
yeah, you're not finding anything that's completely too out of the ordinary, except for you do find a book. This is in the bedroom area.
Okay.
And in the bedroom area, it's on it's kind of like on a little bookshelf.
is it called the Kama Sutra?
Most most of the books are just kind of like there's things like Bibles, kind of like that for the Morning Lord, and then there's more kind of like ledgers from other years and stuff like that, paperwork kind of stuff. But then the weirdest one that you find is one that says "Beyond the Morning Lord's Sight," and that's the only one that seems out of place here. And it's like a black bound book that is like leather black bound.
Okay. Can I open it and see if there's any inscriptions or anything in there?
Yeah. You open it and it's very strange that it's here. It's really weird. You're saying it is a thin book detailing the basics of demons and demon worship, including the barest basics of abyssal and infernal languages. Somebody's going to have to make an intelligence check to understand a little bit more about what's going on with this book.
Brabby.
I will. Will you roll me another one?
I could try. Don't know if I can get another 20, but
Come on, asswipe.
did a 5.
Ugh, Rico.
What languages do you speak?
I speak
Jeez.
everything.
Well, there are some words here in abyssal and infernal.
The ladies speak infernal.
I have those.
Nice.
All right.
Is there anything in that Quackland? Hey,
No. So you guys give it to ladies, and he kind of takes a look at it, and it reveals that some of the information in this book is kind of false. It's not making any sense, especially in the other language. And there are some runes carved into not her bed, but into where Todd sleeps. It's kind of weird. But you see some of the symbols in the book are near where he sleeps.
I don't see Todd.
It's kind of
Maybe
like
he was possessed.
it's kind
Do
of
I
like
think that that's like protection magic or a rune of warding or something?
no, it's a demonic rune, and it has something to do.
Bro, I think
It's honestly, you can't really read what it says because it looks like the rune has been scratched out by somebody else.
I noticed this locked door, but to get into it.
Oh, that's just the front. That's the
Did
front
you-
door.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
from the inside,
where
you
exactly
can
was
unlock
this
it.
book?
It was on a bookshelf over on over here. I'll say it's over here. And I actually don't see Todd's bed here either, but I think he like sleeps over here.
I thought it was.
Or is
This a pillow by the.
Oh yes.
That
Do we think that Todd was temporarily possessed and killed his mother?
Right now you don't know, but you think she is a very devout follower of the Morning Lord, and for her to have something like Beyond the Morning Lord's Sight in her possession is highly weird. And
much
see,
less demon marks in the house.
seeing runes by Todd's bed that have been scratched out feverishly, it looks like, is unusual.
Fuck is going on here?
Well, a couple thoughts. The dude, when I offered he bring me back to the house, said he wouldn't leave his son. Now that could be innocent, or it could be something else. That he didn't want to come with us.
Hey, Timmy,
Yeah.
I want to check something out. I
Um,
didn't.
Because it'd be interesting to confront him and bring him to the house and say, "What is all this shit, bro?"
What do you want to check out?
Nope, I'm good. Is there anything else?
Not really. Everything else looks fairly normal in here. Now you guys could check out the murder site.
Definitely.
There has not been a murder weapon found yet, but you know it was a knife. You guys also haven't seen the body yet, um, and
Strange.
you suspect the body will be at the coffin maker's establishment.
Wish we could go there too.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here at the murder scene now, right? Basically.
Body
So
what?
you're at the house, but you have to actually get into the stockyard. You heard that the body was found behind some lumber.
Yeah. So let's. I mean, that's basically nearby, right? So we should
Yep,
check that out.
yep. It's down to the south if you go down that way.
Okay. Down.
The damn lighting thing makes it hard. I can't see shit.
Oh, I think you do. You have light on? You might want to
Yeah,
turn
I
your
could
light
cast. I could cast light.
on. All right.
I can't see anything outside of.
Is there?
I'm gonna have you emit light.
Okay.
Okay, should go. There you go. Now,
You see, Mika?
if you guys come down to Rika, she has light. She's down in the southern corner.
You just moved me there. I think I'd be.
Yep. It is dark, so. All right. So yeah, you guys are in the stockyard, and oh, you're right next to where the body is. You can definitely see the blood. It is. I'll actually just show you where the body was.
Can I do a perception or investigation?
Yes. Yes.
Can I do a perception?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I would say perception first, then investigation.
For the perception.
Oh, okay, 18. All right, so you see right behind the stock or the logs over here. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah.
That's where the body was found, and you can see lots of blood on the ground. The body has been dragged away. If you do some investigation, you can look a little bit more for other clues.
I did a 13 for.
You can see that there's like whoever dragged the body away dragged it from under her arms and her feet. There's like feet heel marks in the dirt where they dragged her.
Let's check it out. I think this is where the. Come see if you can find. Guys, guys.
All right, so in the stockyard, you're finding each of the places in here are kind of like labeled with who owns them, and right to the right of the lumber over there is one that says Ernst Larnick, and he's a name that you've heard before. And then right across there's some stables with hay in them, and definitely some horses have been in here recently, and that's called the Wachter Family Stables, it says on top. And reminding you, you guys have not found the murder weapon yet. So you can search for that in all these
Oh,
places.
we
Yeah,
should search for that in the house.
yeah, that's what I just fucking said. Fucking do investigation.
Yeah, you did in the house and you didn't see anything.
Mhm.
Do them now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's check on the pens here.
Okay. Do an investigation check.
Rito.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I think there's rules to this. It's like one person per location, something like that.
Then you should do. Horton should do it.
Yeah, have me. Can you roll it for me?
Yep. Oh, fuck.
Ooh,
1.
you missed it. Wow.
Rito, you need a new
That
dice.
translates to an 11 for me.
Nope.
And I rolled a 12. Yep.
You guys suck. Is there another stable? I'll do it. This point, I'll fucking. What hasn't been investigated? He was doing it. He can't do any worse.
I was getting drunk and belligerent.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've not been drinking either, but I just did tonight. I got a 4.
Yeah, well, you're just naturally drunk and belligerent.
Belligerent?
Oh wait,
Yeah,
wait a second.
nothing.
Who rolled a 12 or higher?
Ricka did.
Rika did.
Rika. Okay, so Rika, you are rummaging through the hay in the stable, and you find the murder weapon.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
which is weird because it could have been in all kinds of different places, but that's where it was.
Okay.
And
Arrest her.
I am gonna show it to you because I made one.
Okay.
Here is the bloody whittling knife.
Mm.
And that is a whittling knife, as
It
far as we
is.
know.
It is. Looks like it. It's not a dagger. It's not a. It's it's not a like a steak knife or anything. It's definitely used for whittling, but it's got blood all over it.
And,
I tasted.
can I see what that writing near the bloody on the bloody blade says?
It's just the brand name of the knife.
Of the knife? Okay.
It's not a person's name. No.
It's not. Okay. Anything? Any other markings or anything on it that might denote who it belonged to?
So, I mean, if you had like the ability to like use a microscope on it and find some like fingerprints or something, I think it'd be kind of hard because there's just so much blood in it. There's just blood everywhere.
Does it look well used? Does it look brand new? This looks kind of new. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it looks like it's fairly new. Yeah.
Okay. And size-wise, it's a normal human-sized.
It's fairly small. I mean,
It is small. That's
whittling
what I
knives
thought. Okay.
are pretty small, and you're like, it's not much of a murder weapon.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Sounds like a frame. We need to see the body.
All right. Well, if you guys take a look a little bit more through the town, you're gonna see the Wachter family storage, the Martikova, which is the family that has the Blue Water Inn. They have food stores here. The Burgermaster has a family storage area here.
Can I do an investigation of the walk one?
Yes.
Yeah, let's check everybody's stuff as long as we're here.
Yep. Check the Wachter family storage. That is to the left as you're going through.
I didn't found nothing. I'm not the best, but I also know I'm a terrible look. I'm kind of like, hey,
This one?
Yep, that's the Wachter family storage. Nothing out of the ordinary there.
Okay.
Right next to it is the Martikovas.
Okay.
And let's see here, what do they got there? Oh, yeah, go ahead and roll.
Let's have Horton roll for us.
Yeah, do it again. Yep.
And
Plus
oh
7.
my god. So a 10?
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary here.
Bro.
I don't
Next
like
one.
investigation. I wish we could do perception. Perception, I'm okay with.
All right, this is the Burger Masters.
Okay. Once again, we'll have Horton check for us.
Ooh.
This time a 13.
Nope, nothing out of the ordinary here.
Okay.
Really quick. I want to see something. So if I look at the description of perception, it says allows you to use a combination of senses to notice something that is easy to miss, which seems like what we're doing.
Say that. Easy to what, did you say?
To miss. Allows you to find obscure information in books and deduce how something works. So I feel like these should be perception checks, in which case I rolled a 24.
Well, I think so. Investigation is when you're looking for information, right?
Literally, it says allows you to find obscure information in books or deduce how something works is investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Perception is allows you to use a combination of senses to notice something easy to miss.
Okay, that makes sense.
This feels more like perception to me than investigation.
Because you're kind of like just looking at things and seeing if you can find anything that is out of the ordinary.
Yes, in which case I rolled a 24.
Yeah, for which so you still didn't find anything interesting. I'll say.
Damn it, because there's nothing there.
However, right next.
I think we need to get to the body.
Yes.
Well, anything else here? Any place else here that we haven't looked?
So yeah, up at the top is the table where.
Okay.
So this is the place where Todd was working. I mean, that's where he kind of like. That's kind of like the guard post where he keeps the ledger, and this is the main entrance.
Okay.
Up here at the top, and you notice that there's like an inkwell. There's some cards. Roll a perception.
Okay. What?
That's very good. So, again, not scratched out, you actually see a little demonic symbol. And if you get ladies up there, you'll see that it says darkness.
Dark.
In abyssal or infernal, sorry. No,
Can you put me back with everyone else? Somehow I can't see anything anymore. I'm so confused. Maybe Sweets is light.
I think my light is up here.
Yeah, maybe I'll just turn on the lights for you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The light, sometimes this lighting thing's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's like, where the fuck are we?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on for right now, but I'll probably switch it later. Okay, there we
go. Nice. Yeah, I was like, I knew I was by people. I just couldn't.
All right, so I will tell you that you did find a couple of interesting things as you've been going through here, and those things are where is it? Inside the yard, the stockyard is large open area with a couple of wagons that are kept here. The grounds are packed dirt with troughs and feeding bins placed around the yard for animals. A few bales of hay are stacked near the fences. To the northwest and southwest of the yard, there are two small horse barns. One is the Wachter family stables, and the other one is guest stables. Strangely, there's not a lot of horses here right now, which is weird. And then there's all these private storage places. Nothing is out of the ordinary too much. You do notice that the Blue Water wine storage, which is the Martikova's, is empty. There's nothing in there. Usually they have a large stock of wine there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is the Bard's wagon still here?
yeah, that's way down. You're right by it before it's down. I'm gonna
This
ping.
one?
Yeah, and
Yep,
if you
okay.
guys want to investigate that,
Yes.
you will. Okay, where's that one? So the wagon is colorful, and it says on the side. Actually, I have a picture of it. I'll show it to you.
Hmm.
It says Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders.
I went there once.
Yeah, let's toss it.
And some salad, too.
Mm.
Kill him.
So, as you're kind of looking at it, the wagon kind of like suddenly moves, as though there's something inside of it.
Okay.
And it's kind of like thrown itself against the side, and it's kind of weird. You hear some scratching. You hear a snarl, something that possibly might not be human. Yeah.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's get ready.
Yeah, I got my sword out and I'm ready to stab it. Whatever.
Well, how are you going to do it?
Open the door. Who's opening it? I'll open it.
You try to get up in there and open the door, and it's locked.
Well, muscle
The
it.
inside or the outside?
The outside.
And is it a padlock, or is it like what kind of lock?
It's a very sturdy lock that's got a key.
Can I try to muscle it?
Do it.
Well,
Strength check?
you actually there's like a little bit of a window there, and you can. There's like curtains on the inside, but when the thing is shaking, you can kind of see what's inside of it if you make a perception check.
Let's do that.
Yeah, that'll
15.
do it. You see that there's a feline animal in there. It's like a large cat, like a big cat, and it looks like it's playing.
Having seen a bunch of werewolves, do I think it's a were animal?
Nope.
Or that large cat?
You haven't seen anything like this before here in Barovia, but it looks like a large cat, like a tiger almost size. I don't know if you've ever seen a tiger before, but it is jumping around.
How big is it?
Tiger?
So,
Like cougar size?
bigger than a cougar, bigger than a tiger.
Bigger than a tiger?
Yeah.
So it's like a dire cat. It's like a
Yeah.
dire.
And it's very strange. This is Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. It could be part of his show. You guys don't know. All right.
It could be something else that's polymorphed too.
Let's do an investigation check. Tudor, since you're up there, just see if you can see a little bit more.
I'm the worst person for this, but sure.
You done
Maybe I'll get
a
lucky.
perception. Now it's investigation. Nope, you don't see it.
Nope. But perception's my jam, man. I'm okay there.
Mm-hmm.
So as you are up there, the tiger comes up to you and kind of like licks the window.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
It doesn't.
Oh wait, can I give you a second to tell you guys how awesomely smart my one is?
Sure.
That we have a fucking trained cat. So we put tiles on the cat's collars because they're outdoor cats, but Alex would want to find them, so the tiles would ring. Our one cat now knows we can ring the tile wherever it is. Tune, it comes home.
Cool.
Wait a second. So how much noise do they make?
They're just like it just makes it from song.
Oh.
So Alex at our house can hit the tile button, and her collar will play a little song, and Oreo knows, it's home.
On her. Okay.
And Oreo will run home when she hears the tune coming from her collar.
Does she get food when she comes home?
Well, this is what's funny. She doesn't. That's not why she comes home. She'll come home, but now I've recently realized when my wife lets her in, she gives her food, and when I let her in, I don't give her food. So when she comes home, she won't come in the door until
They're just greedy creatures. They want food. That's all they want.
But she'll come home regardless of the food. It's just the sound. The music lets her know it's time to come home.
That's super cool.
But she won't come in the house. Yeah. So she basically is trained to. It's pretty sweet. All right. Sorry about that.
That's cool. Here's
That's very cool.
strangely apropos because it looks like this tiger might be trained.
Does it have stripes like a conventional tiger, or what are its markings on its coat?
Well, why don't you get up there and take a look?
All right.
Make a perception check.
Investigation or perception?
Either one. I'll take either on this one.
23, natural 20.
All right, you get it all. Okay, so it is a tiger that has very large teeth. It's a saber-toothed tiger. And
Melodon.
It is. You look in there, and it wasn't playing. It was tearing up a toy, a doll that is dressed to look kind of like a Vistani. And on the side, or written in fairly large letters because you can see it from where you're at, it says, "He's no fun, he's no Blinsky."
Blinsky toys again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking toy maker.
You actually went past the toy maker's place on the way here.
Is it in this town or no?
Yeah, it's in this town.
Ooh, I want to investigate this Blinsky toy maker. Keeps coming up.
I don't want to brag, but animal handling, for some inexplicable reason, is my best skill. I'm +6 on it.
That is weird.
I guess I'm better at stealth, but still, it's shockingly high.
Handle this thing.
Yeah, I want to handle this desperately.
A couple of things that you guys know. The Wachter boys were here, and Rictavio caught them.
Is that scrawled somewhere?
No, it was in the ledger. It was in the ledger.
Oh.
Still out on the dock.
The Wachter boys were here, and Rictavio caught them basically doing what you're doing right now. They were peeking in his wagon, and he chased them off. And you have an appointment to see him later tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, it's true.
Dump. Well, that seems like a good spot to
end it.
Pause it and come back to.
Yeah, it's perfect. You guys have done a lot of investigation tonight, and you just barely scratched the surface. You have the murder weapon, which is great. That's an important clue, and you got to figure out who would have a whittling knife.
That old gypsy woman.
Why do you always have to blame the gypsies?
Well, because usually they're the root of it, right?
You guys have explored the house and most of the stockyard.
What have we missed in the stockyard?
So there's a the leather worker's got a place here. His name is Scran. The orphanage has a spot here. There's an empty area, and then the Arasek utility closet is here too. There's also a Henrik the coffin maker's got a place here too. So
oh yeah, so we gotta check that out.
Yeah. So yeah, and then there's a warehouse right next to you guys here that you haven't checked out yet. But there's a warehouse next to you too, and that's usually where they load and unload larger things like wine and stuff. Which you can do next time.
I like it.
Sounds good.
So what's our plan? When's the next time? Is it the night before Halloween, or is that Halloween? It's not
2 weeks from now. Yeah. So here's what I got on the calendar. Where's my calendar? Oh shit. Okay. Man, are you guys confused by the story or not?
Well,
what do you mean?
I mean, I gave you guys like 20 names tonight.
a lot. Yeah. If you could email us like the names of who they are, that would be great.
Yeah.
I tried to make notes too this time, so.
Okay, good. I'll send you guys like a dossier of things that you've found out tonight.
That would be helpful.
That'd be helpful.
Yeah. Sometime in the future.
So we're supposed to play though the day after your birthday, right, Tim? On the 27th.
So yeah, I got it on the 27th.
And then maybe a Halloween game for anybody who wants to play.
And then Horton's starting in November. Is that the plan?
That's the plan.
The 10th is night one for him, or is it the 24th?
It is 10th.
And what is everyone playing in Horton's game? I mean, so what? Like I know